All right. And passively, if someone can at least hop on the stream, it's a new, well, it's not a new format, but I set up everything and just tell me if it works. You can poke me that. You don't have to interrupt. Just poke and say it works. I can hear things. That'd be great. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, last we left off. You made your way to the wonderful city of Mirador, gateway to the Whitestone Mountains, to find it besieged by what appears to be a heavy undead presence. Dark clouds kind of scatter the sky, blocking out direct sunlight, making it the very ominous, kind of eerie palette in the air. Making your way to some medical tents, finding that our dear friend Sir Bari wounded, we run into a relative of fate who has become a pseudo voice or some sort of military presence that's able to hire you or contract you out, which you all accepted. The contract that being the discovery and location of where this undead force might be base of operations of sorts. Last rumor had it located in the Brain Woods. Something about perpetual fire and location within such that the rest is practically unknown. You head west and south back to where you guys dropped off your wagons, or your wagon. With a little bit of elbow grease, you make your way back to the cabin in the woods, only to discover that night it seemed to have been inhabited, be it temporary or permanent. At this point, we would not know, by a group of goblins who, upon being alerted to your presence, sounded the alarm, and a battle ensued. After absolutely obliterating these goblins, you take your long rest and wake up to the morning. Goblin meat cooked on fire, partaken by only one, who's currently not existing, Purple Demon Baby. Make your way west, north. You find a trail of sorts that brings your travels to a much easier passable terrain as you're heading west once again through familiar territory, as you have kind of ventured through here before with a slight trajectory to the north. In the sky, one of you sees this creature, object, in the air. Flight pattern seems to be highly distressed, spinning, colliding, raking at itself as it plummets to the ground, eventually spinning, opening up his wings, and then continues to kind of struggle in the air. Definitely a hindered flight, very chaotic looking in nature. Eventually this creature slamming down on its back, practically in front of you guys. Upon closer inspection, this dragon can be seen with globules of this thick, viscous, tar-like substance that's kind of this iridescent green hue to it with undertones of black gunk. The dragon, scratching and raking at its own body, tearing chunks of this off and flipping it into the ground, rolls around in the dirt. You guys just stare in awe as just piles of plumes of sand and dust and dirt and debris flip up into the air, obscuring the air around it ever so slightly. The dragon hollers out, "Help. Help me." And as the last syllable of his sentence can be heard, the dragon's eyes begin to glaze over. It goes from a golden brown with a nice little pupil. The outside of the eye turns this dark black with a green hued pupil staring right at you. Its wings flutter up, giving you guys clear view of its immense form. And it's at that point that you see a deep breath being taken in, and that's where we left off. So, let me go ahead and open up this map.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Let me know if you guys can see everything.
It's loaded on my end, at least.
So, Senra, that was the abridged version of what you missed last sesh. Where would Senra be in this situation here? I'm assuming where I placed you, but I don't want to speak for you.
I missed the session before that as well, so I'm not sure everything leading up to that included. The last thing that I remember for Senna was that she was making an argument about the questioning the wisdom of bringing a baby into a battle. Not to directly quote Guardians of the Galaxy songs.
Yeah, that was 2 sessions prior. So basically,
There
everyone
was a
moved in.
goblin fight, and I think that's about it.
We essentially decided that we were gonna head back to Bastow, to recoup and figure out what to do from there instead of charging into a flaming forest. And on the way to that, we encountered the goblins, and we are probably another half a day or day out to Bastow when this dragon came crashing down in front of us.
Okay, so no additional development for that discussion, which is fine. Just wanted to ask.
It was essentially just I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna dive into such a scenario, especially since it's so young. And essentially, that was pretty much all it was.
Okay, so assuming that Senra pops up at this point, I'll let you place me where you want me, Frog.
Would Senra be leading the pack or kind of chilling with the wagon? I thought typically Senra would be at the wagon, so I'm willing to give you...
That works.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm going to be half AFK as well for a little bit, but I'm listening.
Okay. We'll start off with a little bit of initiative. And initiative will take place after the dragon gets its 1-ups. So go ahead and update your tokens when you get a hot second, dudes and dudettes.
My only question is, am I fully healed as far as long rest
Yeah,
goes?
everyone got a long rest, yeah.
Okay.
I cannot win with these initiatives.
1 sec, Alt Tab. That's initiative.
I have a decent
How'd you
deck
get a
mod.
6.16?
I have, so it's
The
there
tiebreaker
in case
modifier.
of ties. Yeah. It's a setting you can put in on your sheet. I always have it on, and in case there's a tie.
Okay.
The 16 is my stat, so it's easy to
Yeah,
tell,
no, you're good.
what it is.
Okay.
Oh, no level up, right?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. Are we still doing the tabletop token modification for initiative?
No,
Yeah,
we're doing the old way.
The old way.
Okay.
There was a glitch in the matrix at the last one. Let me know when you guys are ready.
I'm ready. Good. Why am I all the way over here by myself?
Because that's where you left off last session.
Me being super last works for me.
Oh, the cart. That's why, because I was on one of the sides of the cart.
Oh, Mother Hubbard, you... Can someone turn
Call.
Asher, Reen, Jane, Kane, and Thalia off, please, while I turn off the creatures that are still active from last sesh?
I don't know where they are. Which
I got them.
session are they? Okay.
All right. Oh crap! I would be facing the wrong way for some of these. Oh, it's all right. Kane's off.
What the fuck? The things you overlook when you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Asher's off.
Is Thalia still on? Yeah. Okay. Thalia's off. Hey,
Jane
it's-
is the new guy. 1 second, I'll turn him off.
Okay, I was just going through like, okay.
All right, well. You didn't leave Dillinger on, did you?
Dillinger hadn't gone in combat yet.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that. Let me go ahead and update that biatch, and it did.
Why won 10,001?
Yeah.
Oh, we are not ready. We are running.
No, I just wanted to make sure he goes first because they would have had to jump on you. Because yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, Jesus fucking
The
Christ.
dragon has ultra instinct. Everybody run.
Yeah, it's like, it apparently played the game Killer Instinct, decided to take that little game a little bit too literal. Ay, ay, ay.
I mean,
All
Frog, I
right.
think 100 would have done it. I didn't think you need to go to 10,000.
fucking don't be picky.
1 billion.
All right,
Guys,
so this
He dummy
creature,
fast.
this creature rears its head back, its body, its wings flay out as it takes this big inhale. It's at that moment in time that you all take up defensive stances, and it blows. Whoa.
It just spews all over you guys.
Let me just validate the size of this cone first, and then make sure who gets hit and who doesn't. There she goes. All right, so let's see what we get here, dudes. It looks like it's only going to be enough for the person who's actually Purple Demon Babied, so that doesn't matter. It looks like the control of this creature is just all over the place, and this massive, kind of foggy, black-green cloud comes out of its mouth and spews everywhere. Everyone in direct path obviously would make a save here at this point, but that's not the case here. But even though the breath itself doesn't hit you directly with these plumes of green smoke, the smell of this decayed-like breath wafts across your faces, and it just smells like hot garbage. It then... its wings start to kind of furl up, and it kind of pops up into the air, flying closer. It is now Alexia's turn.
After that display, Alexia's gonna say, "Oh shit," and cast Fireball at it.
All right, and Fireball is how big of a radius?
It's a
20
20.
foot, I think.
All right.
I'm putting it in chat.
No, you're good. You're good. Fortunately, this creature did fly up 20 feet, so your buddies are going to be safe.
Yay! Yeah, it's 20-foot radius, so.
When in doubt, fireball.
Didn't even know it was
When
possible to make the tokens float.
A little bit of movie magic.
Oh shit! Well, that's not what I wanted.
All right, so that's a dexterity save, I believe.
Yeah.
And what's the DC?
The DC is when I get this I'll take 15.
All right, with a 15. Beautiful. Roll your damage, please.
Yep. $37.
Damn. The hell?
Got
That-
3
that's-
sixes in that.
and 2 5s. Really good.
Above average.
This fireball, as you point your dark finger towards this creature, this boom slams right into the chest of this creature. The fireball itself creates a radius that this whole creature gets engulfed, but for a moment. And the wings, as they flap in air, woof, woof, it creates these fire swirls around it as the fire dissipates past it. Would that be your turn?
Nope. I'm gonna go ahead and quick him. An Eldritch Blast.
Sure. What element is Eldritch Blast?
It's force. It's non-elemental. All right.
All right. Go ahead and roll that attack for me, buddy. As you quicken an Eldritch Blast, that absolutely smacks once again into the chest, right in the same spot that this fireball created a little singe on its chest. As the scales kind of just you're shimmering with that gook underneath it. For 7 force damage.
All right. Second bolt.
14 also slams into it, but it doesn't seem to really get absorbed through the carapace of this creature.
So
Through the scales, rather.
So I don't need to roll damage.
You can roll damage if you wish.
Yeah.
Why the hell not?
Yeah.
All right. Would that be your turn?
Yeah. Hold on. Okay. So that 7 should be 14.
14?
No. I'm wrong. I forgot what level I was at. Never mind.
No worries. Would that be your turn?
All right. Yeah.
All right. Moving right along. That takes us to Kuza. As you see this fireball slam across this creature and just kind of flies through it as its wings are just pushing all the fire engulfed air out of its way. These 2 bolts slam into it. One of them seems like it created a nick. The other one, not so much. You're staring at this creature floating 20 feet in the air in front of you. What do you do?
Unfortunately, I don't think that I have anything I can do. I don't have anything ranged. Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of ready my weapon, and that's about all I can do. I don't have any like ranged attacks, any range abilities.
You don't have a javelin or something?
Oh yeah, no, I have 1 javelin, I think. Let me double check. I have 4 javelins. Okay, so yeah, I guess I'll just chuck a javelin.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your attack.
14.
A 14. As your javelin flies through the air, hitting its target, you see your javelin crack on the surface of the scales of this dragon. The pieces fall to the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all she wrote.
Absolutely. Senra.
Senra, I can't see the map because I'm still AFK. I shouldn't be too much longer, but she's just going to longbow twice, if you can roll it for me.
Yeah, you're within range, so you don't have to worry about disadvantage.
Oh, let me change the grid color real quick here. That pink is fucking my eyes up.
That's better.
Is that better for the eyes?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, cool. All right, so you are firing twice, Senra. Let me open up your character sheet real quick. Where are you? Short bow?
Yes, it's a short
Yeah, I
bow.
have one of both. Yes. This thing's-
Gotcha.
You have a longbow?
The first arrow hits right on the mark where that previous Eldritch Blast hit, maybe kind of pushed the scale up a little bit as the first arrow sinks into it, doing 10 points of piercing damage. The second arrow clacks into its scales and ricochets off into the tree lines.
Sorry, multitasking. Also, high B. Tree lines. How far are the trees?
I mean, aesthetically speaking, 5, 10, 15, 20, like 25, 30 feet.
Run there. Get some cover. That's it.
Absolutely. As you lightly obscure yourself in the high brush and trees, let me actually remove this tree so we can see better. And I will just draw a tree here just for shits and grins to keep track.
Oh, the deforestation. Oh god, no.
So I will give you some cover for that tree there. Would that be your turn, Senra?
That is it.
All right, Fate. Seeing everything that's going on, you're up.
Alrighty, I'm going to I'm just gonna take out my short bow. I'm going to send it.
Make it happen, Captain. Your short bow flies true, once again hitting the creature, but the arrow does not dig in as it snaps in half under the force and the hardiness of this creature's scales.
I'm going to
Fucking dip.
Get low.
add it up before. I'm going right behind the tree. It's exactly
Gonna
60.
get low.
And you have the 60-foot range?
Okay, I'm
Yep.
back.
Gotcha. All right, and I will remove this tree so you can see better as well, and I will draw a circle on the ground representing the tree. I'm sorry, give me one moment here.
Did you deduct arrows, Frog?
Did I do it? What?
Deduct arrows from my inventory for the 2 I shot.
No, I
I was
have
going to do it, but I wanted to check. Okay.
No, I have
Cool.
not.
Thanks.
And Fate, as you also take cover behind these trees, Oscar is now up.
Oscar's looking at the situation. Good, scatter. Take out its wing. We can't get away if it could fly. And then he's also gonna be getting low. Around here, he's gonna do his bonus action dash, and he's going to pull out. He's gonna pull out his short bow and take a shot as well.
Get it. Your short bow biffs completely as this creature kind of its wings down for some extra flight or to hover. It kind of just misses its wing.
That's fine. Is it fine if I just treat Cinder in my backpack rather than moving her token? Or should I move her token with me?
I mean, you can keep her in the backpack. Just put the token on the playing board or the staging area, if you'd be so kind.
Okay.
All right, so that's your turn, right, Oscar?
Yep, I bonus action dash to get a little bit more distance so that I'm fully actually I guess I'll move here. I'm fully covered by the tree. And I told them we should attack one of its wings so that it can't fly.
Mule number 1 seems to be standing true. Unfortunately, mule number 2 seems to be getting quite spooked with the presence of this dragon, and begins to kind of, pony up, kicking its its back hooves up, kind of bucking here and there, and you could hear whatever's tying him to the cart, whatever's holding him in place. You could hear it stretching under pressure. All right, that takes us to Senor Dragon, who will fly up an additional 30 feet. Fly up an additional 30 feet, and then dive bomb completely down on top of Kuza. Kuza, give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay, one sec.
You have advantage on it too, by the way.
I do?
Because you're barbarian, right?
Yeah, but barbarians are con and strength.
No, but they have advantage on all dexterity saves from a thing that they can see.
Yep.
Danger sense?
Oh,
You get that like level 2.
Yeah, it's pretty sexy. So with a 15 is actually the number I was looking for. I will give you the ability. So I'll show you where the creature is falling. Hold on. The creature is literally intentionally trying to stomp you out. You react enough, you can move to an adjacent square around the dragon.
okay. I'll move
Moves
to, I
further
guess,
and gets crushed.
behind where it was, so like to where like I'd be behind where it was facing.
All right, yeah, it essentially is facing in Alexia's direction at the moment, so that's perfectly okay. And you just boom, and like just dirt and debris just flicker up and kind of patters all over your face, and you kind of have to rub your eyes off a little bit as the dust kind of just passes right through you.
Yeah.
The creature will then. Let's see if the creature gets its breath weapon back. The creature does, and will. That will absolutely go across Alexia as this dark cloud of green, black fog, disgustingness starts to just quaff all around you, Alexia. Give me a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw? Oh, dear God, no.
As you inhale this gas, we'll call it, as you inhale this gas, you begin to feel. What is your strength, out of curiosity?
8?
Wow. You begin to feel as if you gained 200 pounds. Everything just feels heavier on you. You feel weakened as your body just kind of gets slightly decrepit for the next minute. And you are able to make this save at the end of each one of your turns. At the end of each one of your turns, you will be disadvantaged on all strength-based attack rolls, strength checks, and strength saving throws for up to a minute until you pass the check.
Okay.
And that will be the creature's turn. We're moving right into Alexia as you start to inhale this hot garbage-smelling breath.
She's going to... Well, first thing she's going to do is throw 2 more Eldritch Blast at it. Nine and... Oh,
Nice.
crit?
The first one just biffs it over its head. The second one, you kind of just squint your eyes and take a deep breath in to kind of feel like you have to regain your strength, and boom, slams right into the neck of this creature. 16 total.
Let me see. This is a... Then she's gonna make a break for it and move into the trees. All right, let's move towards the tree line at least. Or am I in the tree line, or is that outside the tree line?
I'm deleting the high grass so you can see better, but
okay, yeah,
your whole area is like higher grass. Let's say up to your waist in grass.
Okay, yeah, that's what she's going to do.
Bringing it right to you.
What the hell are you doing, dude? Get me killed.
Would that be your turn, Alexia?
Hold on, let me double check. She's going yeah, she'll, as she's running away, she's going to cast Hex on it.
Okay. That's a save, is it not? Or does it automatically happen?
It's automatic. What's the stat?
Yeah, it's just automatic. The stat, I'm going to say dexterity.
It has disadvantage on dexterity checks, not saves.
Okay.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah, I know how you feel. Yeah.
It's all good. It is what it is. All right. That takes us, I assume, now it's Kuza, as the tail of this creature is just whipping past your head and body here and there.
Yep. So Kuza's going to go into a rage, and then he's going to run up and try to smack it with its his tentacle arms while enraged.
Sure, make it happen.
22.
Technically, it's a 23, isn't it? Don't you get advantage for strength stuff? No,
I
it's an
thought-
No,
attack.
that's checks and
Gotcha,
saves.
gotcha.
He could
Yeah.
give himself advantage, but they'd have advantage on him
What was
after.
that, like reckless attack, I think it's called?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
reckless.
forgot about reckless attack.
I've been wondering
It's
why you
all
haven't been
good.
using it.
So your tentacles smack into the tail of this creature with a loud crack and thud. Some of the scales flex under the force. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Oh, that's not great. Why did that?
You gotta click on the
There it
there
goes.
you go.
Yeah.
On the
Sorry.
name.
9 damage.
Yep. And then question here, because the appendages, if I hit with it, I can get as a bonus action, or no, I rage, so I already did the bonus action. Never mind. Dang.
Hold on. I believe tentacles automatically engage a grapple check. Let me double check.
Oh, I
Yeah, it
forgot to
says
rage
you can
last time.
you can immediately try to grapple the target as a bonus action. I already
And
used
my-
Ready
bonus.
for multitasking.
Yeah, it's I think a lot of creatures get instant grapple with tentacles, but they probably made that stipulation separate for characters, which is why they added that caveat to his thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no dice.
Don't you get a second attack? Or
Yeah.
was that
Yeah, I get a second attack. Yeah, I guess I'll just go to. Can I use the or nah?
Mm-mm.
So it takes a whole action. Yeah, I guess. Let's go to swing the his actual weapon then, because I forgot about how that's a bonus action
Sure.
for that. I'll reckless attack with the anchor.
Okay.
So 17.
Whack! As your anchor hits the tail of this creature and ricochets into the ground, creating a large divot in the earth at your feet.
Okay.
Would that be
Yeah,
your
that's-
turn?
Yep, that's all she wrote.
How much health do you have, Kuza? 64. Okay.
Yeah.
Senra, you're up.
Hold up. I got pizza.
grab the wall?
Yeah. In theory, I can live maybe through a single attack. In theory.
I can do that if
It's
I
a
do
very
that.
loose theory, though.
You better hope you don't get hit with that breath weapon. You're gonna be missing even more attacks.
I can do that, but I don't want
Uh,
to do that. I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna shoot twice again. I can make Fate more nervous. While inching further closer to the front.
That's 40 feet?
Yep. Mhm.
Okay.
Where's it? Can't find my own stuff. It's been 2 weeks. 15 and a 9. But I don't know if I had the hit, but it's 11 damage for both.
Both shots slam into this creature, but once again, it's just this hard shell-like scales. It just keeps on breaking and ricocheting things off.
Curse and Elvish, and then go into a rage with my bonus, and that'll be it from me, I think.
100% Fate.
I meant to rage last time, but I was making pizza, so
No worries.
at least I got
Alright,
pizza.
I'm going to. What the hell is it? Steady aim with the little assistance from the tree that's nice in front of me. I'm going to
Sure.
launch a short bow.
Make it happen. Ho! You kind of lean against the trunk of this tree. You pull back. You hold your breath as you take a deep breath in. Boom! The arrow strikes straight into this creature's right eye. Go ahead and roll damage, and you did. Give me that total number, please.
23.
23, Frog.
Yep, got it. Incredible. The creature bucks its head in pain as this arrow is sticking out of its retina. What you see as a result, you see kind of like this gooey, black, viscous fluid dripping down its face.
End of turn.
All right, Oscar.
All right. So luckily we have an ally next to it. I am going to give myself advantage with my ability. So I'm gonna roll that d20 to see if my thing goes off. It does not, and I'm going to move forward slightly and to get a good line of sight on it, and I'm going to fire a chaos bolt at it. So I'll just post what that is, and I will now roll the attack. Let me just go back to this page, and oh, did I? Oh, there it is, and boom.
Nice.
Yes. Oh, I was so close to a crit.
Roll the damage type.
All right. Well, I have to roll the damage, and the damage decides.
Okay.
So it's a 3 and a 7. I get to choose. I'm gonna choose psychic damage.
Absolutely. Why don't you explain how that looks, as this is the first time I've seen you cast a spell.
So essentially, Oscar just like flips out his wrist and turns it out, and a multicolored orb of like, just for the sake of it, 8 different colors, spiraling together, goes forward, and just in this case, Oscar was trying to go with his strategy to hit it in the wing to cause damage to it, but instead of causing something physical at it, once it hits the wing, it like surges into its body and just gets a really bad headache.
It rears its head back and forth like a bucking bull, roar, with this arrow just still whipping out this kind of viscous fluid that drips and kind of just splatters here and there. Would that
8
be
colors. Acolyte of Tiamat. Kill it.
Would that be your turn?
I'm going to back up and use my bonus action to hide.
Beautiful. You are completely within, behind. So you don't have to worry about rolling anything. He still knows you're there. He just can't see you.
Oh, he knows I'm here. Fuck!
Of course he knows you're there.
He's distracted by tentacles.
Not for anymore.
Next up is the mules. Oh, okay. Same scenario as last time, as they both seem to maintain. Mule 2 still seems pretty fucking spooked, but he's still struggling to free himself. Moving on to our dear dragon friend, who's currently hexed. What's he gonna do? Okay. After it rears its head up and kind of yells, it looks in Fate's direction. I'm just measuring something, Fate. I'm not moving you. Okay, good.
I don't think I'm moving Fate's direction.
This creature flies at ground level at full speed. And crashes. Actually, Alexia, give me a pretty easy dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh,
Give me a DC 10, because he would be passing through your circle intentionally. Oh my god.
Out of curiosity, do I get opportunity at all?
You absolutely do.
Go ahead, I'll take a swing with the anchor. Am I able to reckless on a opportunity?
Opportunity attacks are considered reaction. The question
Okay.
I have is, does reckless attack carry over to the entire turn? That's the question we need to answer.
I don't think, yeah, because I think it's like during an action.
Well, it's during your turn, not the entire round.
Why don't? Yeah, just link it just in case and make sure we're doing our due diligence here. Hold on.
When you make your first attack on your turn, you can decide reckless. Doing so gives you advantage on melee attacks,
Gotcha.
rolling strength during this turn, but attacks against you.
Gotcha. So yeah,
Yeah,
no
so I
reckless here,
Okay.
but you can still swing.
Okay. 16.
16 as you peel your anchor out of the ground to kind of come down in this tail again. Similar effect as it goes dink and reflects off back into the ground.
Okay.
Alexia, this creature barrels through and basically bull rushes you with its movement and intentionally flying at full speed, you only take a mere 5 bludgeoning damage as it kind of spins you out and kind of baps into you. Most of its attention is directed towards Fate as Fate kind of hides behind the tree that he's holding in. The tree and begins to fall in your direction, Fate. I want you to give me a dexterity saving throw, Fate. Nice. As the tree begins to boom and falls, and you know what? Let's represent that with a line. So the tree fell in this general direction. You step to the side of this tree, having it miss you completely. Having now been exposed as the creature is taller than where the tree snapped in half, and looks over. Does he get his breath back? Does not. The creature will lurch its head over the splintered tree and try to bite down from the top of you, Fate. With an 18 to hit.
That hits.
You feel the teeth just kind of clamp over your shoulder and down towards your pecs for 12 piercing damage.
I'm gonna have it and take 6.
Absolutely. The creature will then follow up and reach its left claw around the tree. And falls just short as it rakes this broken tree, tearing it almost fully out of the ground. And that will be the creature's turn. That takes us to Alexia, who's currently in a weakened state.
I think I get another strength saving throw.
At the end of your turn.
At the end of my turn? Oh, I should have made one last time.
Hold on. Would you have made one last time?
Yeah, because
Yes,
the dragon
breath
goes
check.
just before me.
Yep, go ahead and roll.
So,
I'll let you roll
Did-
twice. How about that? Make up for it. Not like you needed it.
okay.
Fail and try it one more time.
Alright.
Fail. All right, now it's your turn.
Okay. So,
Well, technically that 10 would have been the end of this turn, but go ahead.
am I'm within the threatened range. I need to disengage, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, she's going to disengage. And where is somebody? Okay, yeah, she's just going to disengage and go 30 feet this way. Yeah, hold on, let me just center myself back on the grid
Yep, you're
just a
good.
little. All right. And then she'll quicken Eldritch Blast that thing.
All right, get it.
All right. First one. 15.
Yep, go ahead and roll both. Nice. The 15 hits it, but doesn't seem to have any real effect on it. The 20, boom, splits open a scale for 3 force damage.
Yep. And that's going to be my turn.
Big damage, Alexia. Big damage.
Hell yeah.
Next up is Kuza.
Yep. So, let's double check here.
Oh, wait. There's an extra D6 because it's hexed.
Oh, hit it.
That is necrotic damage. But
Another 6. Got it.
Guess run over here, because that's 40, and that's my full movement.
All right. Any attacks or anything?
Yeah, I got. Yeah, I was gonna say I got javelin. I'm gonna chuck.
Get it.
You can move as an action if you wanted to cover the distance.
Yeah, but then I can't attack. I'm raged right now. I'll lose my rage.
True, fair.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Your javelin flies that short distance and chunks it right near its spine. It's sticking out between its shoulder, between its wings. The
Okay.
creature rears in pain. 6
Yep.
damage.
Yeah.
All right. Would that be your turn?
Si, senor.
Senra.
Been down for some it's fun. I can't fully see. I gotta pivot camera.
It was like 35.
Yeah, I was just trying to get a better angle of where Fate is compared to where I am so I can get a flank. She kind of drops her short bow and takes out both her blades and coming in for both attacks.
Yeah, get it.
Actually, for style, as she's walking up, she's going to, having drawn both, throw the dancing blade ahead and call out Mai for kill, and Elvish to have it strike first with the offhand.
Sure.
25 for
That
5 damage.
totally slides into under the wingspan. 5 slashing.
A mechanics question, Frog. I don't think it would, but just to ask, would the dancing blade get sneak attack because I get sneak attack? And it works off of my modifiers.
With the dancing blade, sneak attack as you get. Because you get.
I'm
sneak
assuming
attack.
not.
What's giving
I'm
you
assuming
sneak
not.
attack here?
My level's in Rogue, or my level in Rogue.
No, I meant like in this situation.
Or right now I'm flanking with, or Fate is not actually threatening, is he?
No.
Okay, so sorry, my
But
eyes looked like he was
to answer
closer.
your original question, if
Yeah,
you were,
good to know for later.
then yeah, I mean, if it goes off of your mechanics, I don't see why it wouldn't. It'd be situational, but yeah, I don't see why there's. I wouldn't say why it wouldn't do it under certain circumstances.
As long as the original requirements are met.
Correct.
Okay, cool. And coming with the fish skinned as well for another 9.
Look at you, holy fucktard!
As I'm just going, I didn't say this. You can adjust the DC if you want to. I'm going for the wings, trying to ground.
Boom, and you gash a slit as it kind of as this wings like kind of flap down. It's almost like you cut a sail, like a good chunk of the sail kind of has this like two little flappy flappies right now.
I jump up and do the whole
Flappy.
Goonies thing.
Yeah, dude. Would that be your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
Sexy. Fate, you're up.
All right. Oh. Let's slide over here. I'm gonna flank.
100%.
Rapier. Send it.
Get it. Oh, fucking A. And you kind of just
Get him off the table. Get him off.
right under the jawline. You kind of hear this gasp for air. It's still coming on pretty strong.
And then Fate's gonna. Let's see, where the hell can I go? 5.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go over there.
Stick and move, stick and move. For a second there, Fate, as you stab, the creature kind of looks towards Alexia, and its eyes go back to Bronze for just a moment. Help me. And then the eyes kind of cover back over in this black and green eye. That takes us to Oscar.
Okay. Oscar, happy that someone listened to what he was saying, is going to take another shot with his bow towards the same wing that Senra had attacked. And boom. 16.
A 16 clink off of its hide, its carapace. In fact, this one hits one of the tar patches, and the arrow just kind of sticks to it.
Shit. And into the woods. Hide.
You duck your coward ass into the high grass.
Hey, I'm with Shire. I have another life to protect here. Thank you very much.
No problem. I'm gonna move your. Yeah, that's fine. You can do that too. I don't know what's tripping you up over there, but let me help you out.
I have more to worry about than just me here. Cinder is 2 days old. I can't have her die.
You can't. The DM can.
100%. Would that be your turn?
But I bonus action hit and moved and attacked. Yep, that's it.
Amazing. That takes us to mules. Nope. Both mules are starting to buck pretty crazily. Fuck it, strength check on the mules, not so much. You hear the beam that holds the mules to the cart begin to kind of screech and kind of creak. The wagon itself, because the mules they're not moving in a teamwork fashion. The wagon just begins to vibrate and shake. It doesn't seem to be moving in any particular direction, but like the mules are working against each other at the moment. And you hear a slight crack come from the wooden beam, which takes us now to our wonderful, wonderful dragon, who will spin around to face Senra.
What's up?
No! Run!
Just because you got a migraine doesn't mean you need to act a bitch.
Run to.
Lavin?
Sorry?
I don't know, Senra, you said something about being a bitch.
Oh, I was just being a smartass.
All right. As you see this head inhale, fucking choke myself. Sorry about that. This breath of black and green smoke gas. Senra, Kusa, strength saving throws, please.
Wait, with
Give me a
advantage.
sec.
20.
Alt tab. And 15.
Senra, you hold your breath and close your eyes for a brief moment and kind of duck under its head as this gas just flies over your head, slamming into Kuza. Kuza, you're engulfed in this black, disgusting, hot garbage smelling fucking gas. You gain the weakened state. All your strength-based shit basically is at disadvantage for up to a minute. At the end of your turns, you are able to make another saving throw to break out of it.
Okay.
You need to brush your teeth.
So that is... Yeah, that's going to be it. He has movement. As he spins around, he blows his hot breath on you. He then begins to take flight. Senra, an attack of opportunity.
Oh, but slashed wing. Oh, I accidentally closed roll 20, apparently.
Oh, beautiful. I'll give you a second.
Yeah.
I crit him for 5 million.
That's what I heard.
Yep, that's the roll. 5 million.
We
Playing
see how
exploding
high
dice
rolls
now.
can get with initiative. It's possible.
Fine. 20. It's showing a blank sheet up. I would wait. It's catching up.
No rush, no rush.
It's just being slow. Going on for 10. Is he slicing again at the same wing that's like flapping in her face, trying to get away?
Absolutely. As this gash hits its wing, let me do the damage first real quick. As the gash nails the wing of this creature, its flight does not take its full effect as it's still in the air, but it seems to have been... It's not a very graceful flight, as it's now it's about 40 feet in the air. Would that be your turn? Oh, yes, it would be my turn.
That was your turn.
Alexia, you're up.
Is that 40 or is that 30?
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
Oh, it says
How many patches of the black gunk can I see on this thing?
I mean, a bunch, but if you want to get technical, you can count up to 9 solid patches. And they're fairly large. You know, some of them are the size of the width of a basketball or a beach ball. Some of it actually seems to cover around like a tattoo on its arm, but like a tar, as if he dunked his arm in hot chocolate or some shit. You see it dripping from its face here and there. Its wings are caked in places.
Okay. All right. Have any of my spells hit those patches?
Has any of the what?
Any of my Eldritch Blast hit those patches of black crap?
I mean, in the heat of the moment, you're just kind of firing. Sure. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be a possibility that one or two may have grazed one. Sure.
Has knocking it off? Does knocking it off appear to do anything? Or does grazing it appear to do anything? Or should I just go ahead and aim my attacks at those and see what happens?
I mean, there doesn't seem to be any real effect that you can tell from where you're standing.
Okay. I'm gonna fire my Eldritch Blast, specifically targeting areas where I see this black shit clumped up on the creature. All right. Well, that's a 9. And another crit.
You feel massive energy swell in you as you fire 2 bolts of the same and equal damage and energy. I'm flavoring that, by the way. The one that hits on golden scale hits at a crit, so go ahead and roll your crit damage. You feel the second attack hit with the exact same force and accuracy, but it was on top of a black patch, and it doesn't seem to have done any effect. So 17 damage.
Oh, plus the plus 2d6 hex damage. So yeah.
23. Beautiful. All right.
And then she's gonna move this way. And she's gonna absorb a first level spell slot as a bonus action to gain some more sorcery points. And that's gonna be her turn.
All right, that takes us to Kuza.
Since it's back up the air, I'll use one of the last 2 remaining javelins I got and check one. Be an 8.
An 8 doesn't do it as the javelin flies into the trees.
That's all she wrote. I have to make a strength save.
To make a strength save. Yes, to break the yeah. Oh shit! But you get disadvantage because it's a strength check. So a 15 does not do it, unfortunately, as you still feel very weakened.
Frog, he has advantage because of rage, so it'd be even.
So it'll be a straight roll then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You breathe it out. You breathe, and you start to clear your head of this gas from your lungs.
Okay.
And I need to do my strength check.
Go ahead and do yours too, buddy.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
And
I don't expect to break that anytime soon.
that's all she wrote. I haven't taken any damage or dealt any, so my rage will end, unfortunately. But yeah, that's it.
All right, Senra.
I'm reading something.
I think you only have to attack. I don't think you have to deal damage.
I had to do damage.
The
No,
javelin
damage.
wouldn't count either. When you make a melee weapon attack, you thing. Don't listen to me. I'll read that later. I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be weird, Frog. So you tell me how you want to resolve it after I explain it all.
Let's have
She's
fun.
going to back up 10 or so, showing 15, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But then turn and take a 10-foot run to jump up 10 feet, then bam, up the extra 30 to stab at its whatever's closest.
Sure. Sure, why not? That sounds fine.
And just kind of like, no, the fuck you don't, bitch.
Sure, that's awesome.
But I don't know if there's any like checks you want me to do for that.
No, I mean, it's a standard jump. That's fine. And you're bamfing. That's an ability, so you get your range. That's fine. You'll definitely bamf under the belly of this creature, is what I'm going to say, but it's definitely able to be stabbed at.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go for the side or something so I can like stab in and like get a handhold, more or less.
That would be a grapple check. You could do one attack. Well, no, because you'd have to forego the attack to initiate a grapple, which would take the place of your attack. But you get multi-attack, right?
I do, but well, I get extra attack, not multi-attack, but the bamf is just movement.
Correct. I'm not talking about the bamf. I'm talking about the ability because you want to latch on and hold on.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that would be a grapple check. A successful grapple check would be to grab on, and then you could use the additional attack to make an attack, if you wish, or vice versa, whatever one floats your boat.
I can't try to attack and then leave my blades in.
I mean, if you would like to leave your blade in, that's
or is
fine.
that mostly flavor?
I mean, that's flavor, but it's whatever
You
want
could.
to do.
You still have your dancing sword, right?
I
So,
do,
like,
but it only goes 30.
Ah, that's 40 feet up. Damn.
I already said the first thing. That's what I'm doing.
All right.
Swing, swing.
You take a 10-foot back step, you fly up, bam. And on the side of this creature, just under its wing, blocking the sun.
I'm going straight for the connection of bone to the wing ligament area.
Absolutely. You
If I can get that
swing
high.
with the fish skin hilted, unfortunately, just kind of clinks off of the armor, off of the
scales.
Thank you. Keep on. I want to say carapace. I like saying that word. The 18 from the dancing sword does strike true and slicing under the wing. You feel your blade hit soft tissue and then a hard mass underneath.
Okay. Now, do I fall?
You
That's a
sure
question.
do.
Okay.
But that's
Roll
okay.
me that damage. What do you want me to do it?
I will give you,
Just-
because you are in control of this, right? So you bamfed up yourself expecting that. So I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. You can roll me a dexterity saving. Yeah. Fuck it. Dexterity saving throw, and you'll take half damage of your fall, which is only 2d6 because you're falling fucking 30 feet.
Dex save or acrobatics? Or you said dex save.
Dex save for half damage.
21.
All right. So 21 is half damage. And forgive me,
36.
you're falling 40 feet, not 30 feet. My fault. So it's
But the first 10 doesn't count.
Correct. But it's 10, it's very 10 feet beyond 10 is a d6.
Yeah, so that would just be 3 increments.
Sure, so 13 divided by 2. And that's how much damage you take.
Okay. Is that bludgeoning?
Yeah, we can make it bludgeoning, which is even halved again because of your rage.
So. Okay.
My ankles.
Beautiful. So what everyone sees is fucking Senra leap.
She just screams at this thing afterwards. Fucking get it back down here.
You hear a roar as you see this poof, kind of next to it, and you just see Senra kind of falling from the sky. She hits feet first, but absorbs it with her legs and rolls out of it. That's actually pretty fucking sick. Would that be your turn?
So I technically have movement. No, that's it.
All right, Fate, you're up.
Oh,
What's up?
where was I? Because I have movement, I'll say I like drop there ish. I moved 20, so I'll back out 20.
Okay, that's fair.
Alrighty, I'm gonna steady him again.
I didn't think we could jump that high.
Short bow.
Make it happen. Whew.
Get him out of here. Get him off the table, dude. What is he even doing here?
Your arrow flies right into that wing spot that you just got gashed open. That got gashed open by Senra. Your arrow just flies and actually cleaves through the wing. This creature's flight pattern is extremely fucked up. Would that be your turn?
Yep, that's all.
All right, Oscar.
I'm going to also use steady aim. an ability I always forget I have.
Sure.
So I'm gonna stay where I am, and the spell. I'm feeling like the spells right now, so I'm going to fire off another chaos bolt. I like it. It feels good. So I'm gonna shoot off another one of those at advantage. Boom. Yes. Right.
Roll damage and element.
All right. So that's 13, and so it's 2 and 7, which 2 is. I'm gonna go. Oh, this is cool. I'm gonna go cold damage, and once again, like I've been saying, I'm attacking the wing, so I'm cold damage on the wing.
Fantastic. As this bolt flies across, slamming into the creature for 13 damage.
And I have to roll d20 again. So close. And that's all I can do.
This creature looks like it's about to fall out of the sky. First, let's do this right. Mule 1 is okay. Oh, Mule 2 is okay. All right, man. Here's what's going to happen. Chunks of goo and mold and slime and tar, whatever this thing is, seems to kind of struggle to maintain and hold on. This creature's flight pattern is weakened at best. As it slowly descends from 40 feet height, it careens in your direction, Oscar.
I always knew it would end this way.
As it's slowly descending down to ground level in your direction, it takes a deep breath.
Hard pass.
And give me a... I just want to make sure. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Dex save? Okay. 22.
Wow. You take half damage of the fucking shit I'm about to do to you.
Well, Oscar's in mommy mode. He must protect baby.
Looks like we'll be eating that little dragon after all.
Why are you so cruel? Who hurt you?
Because life is
Probably
cruel.
Oscar.
I don't think
That
I've
was a
ever heard.
joke. That was a joke.
I can't picture that happening.
Please write down, because I got to roll a couple times here.
What'd you say first?
Okay.
Write down these numbers for me, please.
Sure. Go.
Okay.
3, 6, 5, 5, 6, 1 plus 4, 5, 2.
Holy shit!
Divide
Jesus.
that by 2.
Baby dying.
That's
That-
18.5 divided by 2. Total is 37, so 18 rounded down.
18
That's almost my whole health.
So, this creature, out of desperation, this immense fire breath. The trees and the grass around you become scorched and engulfed. You duck down to take cover as most of this fire breath goes above you and around you. You still get singed and cooked for the damage that we've described. This creature...
So 18.
This creature falls limp to the ground and looks up to you as its eye turns bronze yet again and whispers to you, Oscar, "Thank you." The tar begins to fully encapsulate this creature as it begins to bubble and gooify and gookify, and the body looks as if it's beginning to melt. Slowly turning into a massive, botched just tumor of tar.
Wait, can I try
Slowly.
something?
You could try something. It's currently melting.
Luke, dude, what are you doing?
Oscar is going to slap the ring hand on it. The gook's on the outside. Get it off. It's dead, right?
So hold on. Slow down. Let me make sure I understand what you're doing here. You're taking
What
the
in
ring
the world are you
and
doing?
you're slapping it on the dragon that's currently covered in this gook. Yep.
Like, I'm gonna aim for a spot that doesn't have the gook on it, and stab the ring into it, and then get low if I can. I
Sure.
probably
Roll
can.
me an attack.
Okay.
You're insane, dude.
I know,
I'm getting the gook off. Okay, I don't have, so I'm just gonna. I don't have. Oops. Well, okay, so that would be 11 plus 6.
Whatever your strength modifier is.
My strength. Oh, I thought it
It's
would be
a-
my spell casting.
It's a melee attack you're doing.
Oh, then it would be 13.
13. You smack it extremely hard. The needle itself does not cut through the outer shell or surface of this creature. Your hand just pulls away just in time as the gook kind of covers up the spot and is now basically cocooned in tar and slowly begins to just liquefy.
This sucks.
As the tar begins to kind of liquefy this creature, it sizzles the ground that it touches, and kind of almost like you poured acid on it. It just kind of sizzles. You see the smoke kind of coming around it, emanating. A couple of bubbles, bloop, 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 almost as if this tar is acting very much like a solvent, or an acid rather, and whatever it's eating, quote unquote, is turning into a gas and kind of popping outside of the top of this mound of tar and goo. The trees around you, Oscar, are still on fire.
I'm out. I'm running. This is bad news.
And that is the end of combat.
Guys,
Whoa.
it said thanks, and now it's dying. Well, rather than dying, now it's melting.
Did you loot it?
I did my best. It's covered in gook. If I touch it, it'll get stuck to me, and I don't know what happens at that point.
What the
Why
fuck
don't
did
you
I
find
come out
out?
of my depression into? What the hell have you all been up to?
What do you mean out?
Hello, person that doesn't actually know me but acts like they do.
Hi.
Oh, that was probably too dry a sarcasm.
The mules are bucking and they're still very much panicked as they seem to they're attempting to GTFO at this moment in time.
Trying to get to my. Well, how am I winding up all the way over there? I don't know.
Would someone calm them down? I don't want to get a headache after this.
Kuza will go and, I guess, grab a hold of the reins to hold them in place.
Animal handling.
Wasn't really going to calm them. I was literally just kind of trying to grab the reins to hold them there.
Animal handling.
Okay. Fair enough. 0.
Give me an athletics check as well.
Slaps donkey.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check too, Kuza. All right, so you grab the reins in a manner to try to be calming. The mules are pretty well spooked, and as they begin to buck, they kind of pull you towards, as they kind of like tug of war in a sense. But you kind of make a fucking muscle. Your bicep just bulges, pops out as you hold this fucking mule in place. The mule stops bucking. The other one, however, is still well fucked.
Okay.
The materials.
Alexia will attempt to calm it.
Sure, animal handling.
Okay. Oh, it's not a -1.
Nice. You approach it. How exactly do you plan to calm this creature down?
She will speak softly to it and just, alright, calm down now. Calm down. Easy. And just kind of approach it slowly and just kind of, when she's able to get her hands on it, she just kind of lightly strokes it to kind of calm it.
Absolutely. As it looks directly into your eyes, feeling a sense of peace, the creature does settle down, at least enough to not cause any more damage to the shaft of this wagon. All right.
Easy.
How is the
Good donkey.
bubbly corpse looking right now?
You ever watch The Blob?
No.
Which one?
Anyone that has a blob?
I
No.
prefer
I didn't know
attacking
if you're talking about the
flying
original or the
tomatoes.
remake.
It's well melted. It looks like melted chocolate ice cream right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
the materials. No.
You'll survive.
Every piece of that thing was valuable as a magical ingredient.
Well, you got a baby magical ingredient with you.
I
No,
love how you're
no, I
just
don't.
trying to justify the harvesting of one dragon while you're trying to raise another one. It's really adorable. And it's
No. Ah,
contradiction.
thank you.
That wasn't a compliment.
Don't forget, if it tries to kill us, it means nothing to me, so it can just die.
Oh, so
Yeah,
you're okay if we
sounds
eat
like a loving parent. Oh, sounds like mine. You might actually be good at it.
And Oscar thinking about whatever, sort of family situation Senra had, he's like, well, that's a shame.
So I put a picture on the wall. Take the cherry off the top. I was thinking Killer Clowns from Outer Space to give me an idea of what the melt looked like. So
Oh, that's really
minus the
gross.
cherry, and it's not white. It's more of like a tar, bubbly.
Not gonna lie, when I first panned over, I thought that was just a giant mountain with a cherry on top.
No, that's if you ever watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space, you'll know exactly what that is.
I
Sorry,
suggest
Fate. No
everybody watch
dragon
it.
bone
It's a
weapon
great
for
movie.
you.
Well, let's hit the road and start up a short rest while we drive the wagon.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
That thing ate through my life.
Typing. Oh, weapon picture. Mountain. Oh, it's a chariot.
So what's the plan, team?
We're gonna head back to Bastel.
Yeah, it's no big deal. It's just a dragon. We killed it easily. Now we're back
I mean,
on
there's
track.
nothing left of it, so not much to do.
Alexia will search the ground where the dragon initially landed and check to see if she can find any scales or anything get left behind.
Oh, that's a good point. We did talk
Sure.
about that.
Why don't you roll me a investigation of the area?
Ooh, someone check the place he dive bombed too.
I rolled an 8.
Senra's going to alternatively check for globs of the black stuff that was flowing off.
There's
And see if she
definitely a
can-
large mound where it's currently melting. But you can
Or away
also-
from like the melting section.
Sure.
Assuming that there's some different type of association or a catalyst for a word you probably wouldn't know.
No, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and roll me an investigate as well. Kane, unfortunately, with all the debris and dirt and soot that's been kicked up, you can't seem to find any particular scales at the moment. An 11, however,
Yeah.
where the creature was kind of, what's the word? When it got shot in the eye, you see an arrow on the ground that seems to be covered in this tar.
She'll grab the arrow and kind of walk over to the group.
The arrow is covered from, like, let's say half the shaft towards the arrowhead. The back half where the fletching is still pretty much not tainted.
Yeah, that's where she's holding it by, but she'll just kind of not present it, but like kind of like move it around in front of her. Is like maybe capture some of this. It could probably be analyzed or something. I don't know.
Sure.
And it's
Looks like the
basically
same stuff.
asking without asking if anybody has like a flask or something that this stuff could be cured in.
Uza does not.
I don't think I do either. Oh, I do. Here, Oscar like hands his flask of
Vial.
I don't have a vial, but I have a flask of holy water that's you can like, or what's left of it, you can pour it out. Actually, that makes me think. Oscar like unscrews the flask of holy water and goes up to like another area with the gook and just pours it on top of it.
Sure. It splashes on top of it, wetting it. It kind of like oil and water.
All right, here you go. And Oscar hands the flask to the now empty flask to Senra. Could I do the material search thing?
Hold on one second. Let Senra finish his point first, and then we'll get to you.
And she'll just kind of flask thing, kind of like try to like shake the air. This fucking caked. Grab her dagger, that, and go grab it like a fallen tree branch, limb, or whatever, and just kind of use that to scrape it off into the jar as best you can, taking a bit of time to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I assume it's like thickly viscous like tar.
Yes, and here's the thing. So as you flip the arrow around a little bit,
making a point not to touch.
Yeah. No, I got you. What you do notice is that this tar is really holding onto this arrow, even as you attempt to scrape it. Even though it does accept the pushing motion with the twig and the branch, and you are able to separate a chunk of it, and it kind of goes into the beaker, almost like a marble. And then as the marble sits the bottom of this flask, it slowly kind of like, gravity takes it and it flattens out on the bottom. Do you wish to dispose of the rest of the arrow?
No, I'm actually thinking something else real quick. Visit Oscar and come back to me.
Okay. Oscar, as you are interested in searching the grounds as well for that material thing?
Yeah, might as well. We did talk about it before. So I'll just do an Arcana check for the stuff.
Yep. Interesting. I need to roll something real quick.
Okay, I know.
All
Hey,
right.
Senro. Oh, sorry, I thought I had more time.
I was going to say real quick, let's wrap up that searching thing. So this is all happening simultaneously, right? So you're walking around, Oscar, and you kind of step into a soft patch of dirt where Alexia is currently searching. It looks like you're trying to help her out, basically, or at least you're walking down, you're looking at the ground. You step on what feels like a roof shingle, if I was to compare, and kind of as you step on the corner of it, it kind of lifts the other side up like a seesaw, and you see the shimmering golden scale kind of erupt out of the dirt that it was covered under.
Huh, neat. Found one. Oscar, like,
roll me another d20, please.
okay.
Let's just say there's enough scale here. If we're gonna put the gold value on it, like we have been discussing, we'll give it that 3 gold value for now, and then we'll come back to it if we have to.
Okay. Found one.
And I wouldn't
hey,
even call it a full scale. I would call it like literally, it's snapped. It's like you're lucky you found it, essentially.
Okay. And it's golden colored? You said
it is golden colored, correct?
Okay. Hey, Senra, why don't you see if the flames from Edgar's pot can kill that stuff?
Maybe if I had the pot, but without even waiting, she's going to take out. I'm assuming she has like one of those like water skins, basically, and just kind of like test it. Got some in it. Jam their arrow in there after seeing that the water did not cause it to dislocate from where Oscar tested before, and using that as like some type of safe container to like tie it with a strand of something,
Sure.
and kind of keep the arrow in there.
As you
with
do,
the assumption that the gook will stay on there and it'll be a safe container.
As you do so,
it explodes. Senra dies.
No, Oscar would remind you where the because I believe you're the one that put it in the back of the cart. No, Oscar's the one that put it in the back of the cart. You know what, Oscar, I'm not going to railroad you. You go ahead. So you see Senra, you heard her answer you. Like, I don't know where the fucking thing is, basically. As she begins to stuff the arrow in this water skin.
Oh, well, it's just in the back. It's upside down in the back of the cart, but whatever. Is there any like just random like branch that has the like a glob of the gook on it?
Absolutely, the one that Senator was scraping into
Uh,
the flask.
Okay, then I'll just try it with that.
Yeah, probably barely any.
Sure.
Well, I just want to see if
If it
it
was
gets
not
destroyed.
disconnecting.
Sure. Absolutely. Okay, Oscar, so you grab Edgar's finest work, this pot, for those who don't know and who weren't here for that. It is basically think of a cooking pot, about the width of a basketball. And it's, not very tall, it's a couple inches tall. As you see Oscar kind of take it out of the back, he flips it over. Are you holding it in your arms, or are you putting it on the floor?
No, I would just like take it out of the cart, flip it over, and just stick the stick in it.
While in the cart?
No. I take it out of the cart.
Oh, okay, my bad. So are you holding the pot as you do this, or is the pot on the floor?
The pot's on the ground.
Okay, fantastic. So you put it on the floor.
Probably too heavy.
And the pot looks perfectly A-okay, right? You see Edgar's crest in the front. There's nothing inherent on the inside. But as soon as you take the tip of this branch, or twig at this point, and you plop it in there, as it kind of breaches the rim of this pot, you see this fire. And it's not even fire. I would say it's just more of like this. You ever see the lighters that are more like a torchlight lighters, not like an open flame, but like the little torches?
Zippos.
Yeah, those kind of fire. So it's almost like an incinerator that way. And the twig immediately evaporates as you push it in. The globule piece of tar that you put into the pot hits the bottom of this pot, and it starts to glow a bright, bright, bright red. Almost like heating a metal marble or a metal BB. And after about 30 seconds of it being red, piping hot, it begins to vaporize. Oscar, I would like a Constitution saving throw, please.
Just because I'm scared, I'm gonna use my ability to give myself advantage.
Absolutely.
How many times can you do that?
Short rest.
We haven't
No,
taken
when I cast a spell, and do the and I do the roll, I can get it back. Yeah, it's a chaos thing. When I do, since I casted that spell, I casted it twice. I got it back. So
you just get advantage capability back every time without GM's discretion?
No, it's a
He has to do
thing we've already
cast a
gone
spell
through.
before he gets it back.
Yeah, but casting spells basically anything. It could be a cantrip from how it sounds.
No, it has to be a leveled sorcerer.
Level 2 or
It has to be a leveled sorcerer spell.
Okay.
Yeah. 20.
Nice. As this globule vaporizes slowly, it emits this fucking smoke, and it kind of, with the little breeze coming through, kind of quaffs into your face. You instinctively hold your breath and duck out of the way as it kind of goes past your head. And then you look into the pot. It's gone.
Okay. Pot can destroy it. Don't breathe it in. Pot can destroy it. Don't breathe it in. Alright, guys? Whoo.
Did you actually breathe some in?
No.
Then how do you know?
My senses told me it was a bad idea. It would make me happy.
Said it could, for all you know. If you didn't try, then you don't know.
I mean, the dragon didn't seem very happy.
So the dragon breathed it in. How's the dragon look?
He's melted currently.
Oh, I'm assuming you meant your pseudo dragon.
No, Cinder. No, she's hiding. Is there any left of him, by the way?
Assumption.
I mean, sure. You want to put some in the pot and you want to try breathing it in? I just don't feel like, doing this human experimentation on myself this time. Done enough of that for a bit.
Yeah, I'll do it. And Senno goes over there and does it.
Oh, no.
So wait a sec. I want to make sure I'm understanding what's happening here. So you're intentionally gonna vaporize the arrow, I'm guessing, and you're gonna.
No,
you're
she'll
gonna
find like
breathe it in?
another glob, if anything, from the big mound.
Okay. I mean, there's a big.
I'm gonna get far away from Senra.
There's a big melted ice cream stack where the dragon used to be.
Yep.
You're more than welcome to take a stick and kind of dip it in.
Grab a stick, poke it in, see what
Huff it.
happens.
Okay.
We lost track of time there.
So you dip it in and begin to incinerate it. The globule tar, once again, burns as if it's red piping hot, and after about 30 seconds, slowly begins to vaporize. These fumes, and once again, you're breathing this in intentionally, yeah?
Yeah.
As you breathe it in, the smell is horrible. It's completely deplorable. Give me a Constitution saving throw and see if you could hold your lunch in.
Smells like Oscar put his finger in here.
No, that would burn my finger.
There's something called a joke.
Oh, that wasn't funny.
It is putrid enough that you find yourself in a position of hurling. It doesn't quite upchuck, but it definitely dribbles out of the corner of your mouth. You begin to convulse and shake. Can't believe this is happening. You begin to convulse and shake. Your coughing fit becomes more and more violent. You start to feel this muscle just tighten in your body, and you try to hold it, and you start to convulse and seize. And then Senrai, you fall unconscious. Everyone around, you see Senra tweaking out and then fall to the floor.
So, Bestow, guys?
Yep. Throw in the back of the wagon.
Come on. Come on, donks. Let's get out of here.
Alexia goes to check on Senra.
Yeah.
Oh, they're fine.
Absolutely. So you go to Senra, Alexia. You're welcome to do a medicine check.
Kuza will kind of follow suit and just like walk over.
Absolutely.
15.
I haven't moved my token. I assume I'm where the glob is.
You see, Fate, no one ever listens to me.
Kane,
This is what happens.
or not Kane, Alexia, as you kneel down to Senra, you check her vitals. She's breathing, and she has a pulse.
Unfortunately.
She just seems to be unconscious.
Yeah. Is she
All right.
alive?
She's alive, but we need to put her in the back of the wagon. And Kuzu, you're there next to me, Kuza.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here next to you.
Kuza,
Kuza's
pick
next
her
to you.
up, put her in the back of the wagon.
Sure, we can't just tie her to the back of it or something?
Oscar, I'll tie you under
Kuza
the
will
wagon
carry.
and drag you. Shut up.
Kuza will carry, and with that, he's not going to pick her up with his arms, but like the tentacles, and just kind of carry her behind him with the tentacles.
Okay. Nice.
Like a backpack?
Yeah,
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. It's like the tentacles just kind of wrapped around her, holding her as like to my back like a backpack. So it's like back to back, if that makes sense.
Oh, I wish they'd wake up right now. Oh, this would be
As
so
he's just
great.
going to go carrying her and start walking along next to the cart as we start going, I guess.
Absolutely. So you're piggybacking her all the way? Is that
Yeah.
the plan? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
How long is Senra out for?
We haven't quite decided that yet.
Okay, just curious.
No, it's all
Since
good.
it hadn't been mentioned.
Yep. No, I'm right there with you. I still need to ponder on that myself.
Well, I don't know if you are, but I'm
He
curious.
did not
Huffing
think
evil
anyone would
sludge.
be stupid enough to inhale the
Huff
sludge.
evil sludge.
Yeah, let's just say it's a plot device that I didn't really think it all the way through. But
I've been there.
We'll see what happens.
He's just looking out an addict now, and I gotta run around trying to crave that shit.
Fate
So-
understands why I'm asking how long she's out.
So, all right. So as Kuza piggybacks Senra, what's everyone else doing? Well, Alexia, first, let's finish with you. So Kuza picks up. You've checked the vitals. You kind of nipped over at Oscar's comments. What is Alexia doing at this point now that Senra is piggyback, for lack of a better term?
Well, I asked Kuza to put her in the cart, but I guess he's not going to do that.
Kuza
This-
didn't hear you say cart. Kuza just heard you say pick her up and carry her.
The sentence was too long.
So what's Alexia gonna do here?
She's just going to kind of walk beside Kuza and kind of monitor Sinner's vitals, pretty much, until she wakes up.
Fair enough. Fate and all this going on, all these happenings. What is Fate up to?
Fate's just leaning back in the wagon, watching everybody in utter disappointment as he just relaxes and chills, waits for everybody.
All right.
I gotta be AFK for minutes.
Yeah, you got a few.
Okay.
Oscar.
Well, he'll put the pot away, shaking his head the whole time, looking at Senra's unconscious form, and just hoping that they wake up while they're still attached to Kuza. Puts the pot back upside down in the cart, and then observes the melting corpse to see if like anything survives. And he'll just wait there until we leave.
You observe this puddle of goo continue to melt, and much like the picture on the wall, except in a tar greeny color. Yeah, nothing changes. The gas that seems to erupt out of the top seems to be slowing down. It's still very much there. It's just not nearly as much. The trees and the grass still being pretty well singed and on fire. The fire itself doesn't seem to be spreading, although the trees in that immediate area are pretty well engulfed. They emit white smoke into the air.
Forgot about the fire. I don't. Hey Alexia, you care to turn off the fire with that chilling spell you used before?
How big is the fire?
The trees are about 30 feet tall minimum, maybe 40 feet.
How many trees are engulfed?
Fuck it, let's find out. In total, 2 trees. I'm sorry, was there a follow-up to that? I didn't know if I didn't hear you right.
No, yeah. I'm just going to use Ray of Frost to put the trees out.
Oh, okay. That's perfectly fine. I will flavor the fuck out of that as you do so, and you just channel this energy of cold through your hands, and you hit the base of the tree first and slide it up as this ray basically creates enough cold to smelt this flame. The trees are still singeing, but they're no longer fully engulfed as they smolder and smoke. It actually creates more smoke and more steam that emanates in the area, but there's no longer open flame.
I wish I had that spell.
What do you say?
Said I wish I had that spell.
Stick to your books and maybe you'll learn it.
Hopefully. So, you guys want to head off?
Is Senra running a fever? I mean, I think I would have known that when I checked her.
You know, you rolled a 15. You checked her vitals. She feels warm to the touch.
Okay.
I mean, unless you plan on checking her rectally. I mean, that's a different scenario.
No. That's a no, big no. Like, huge, like, N-O, no.
Fair enough. All right.
She will just do the hand on the head and check to see.
Yeah, she definitely feels warm to the touch.
Okay.
And on that note, we will take our 10-minute halftime break, guys.
Sorry,
Is it
guys.
okay if I roll hit dice?
Oh, hey, Cabool's
Hey.
here.
I just wanted to apologize. I completely lost track of time, so.
It's alright. We basically raped a dragon in the middle of the open field. It was no big deal.
Whoa! That terminology is not correct. We defeated a plagued dragon.
Now let's
There
get
was
real.
no
We had to
penetration.
tackle Oscar for doing bad things to the baby dragon he found.
I have not done anything bad to Cinder, and I never will.
But yeah, I know I completely lost track of time, so.
It happens.
That'll put me at 36. 36 is good enough for now.
All right, guys. BRB.
Oh,
Where's my token? So I can add my health. There I am. The one that got fucked up the most in that fight.
just for shits and giggles, since I do it on
5,
Tuesday
6,
table.
7, 8, 9, 10.
How's it going, everyone?
Pretty good.
It's good.
We weren't able to collect any material. When you show up, I was just like, oh, Kavul, wasn't that fight awesome? Oh, don't worry about Senra. They were just being dumb. I have a proposition for you, buddy. And he pulls out the staff. He's like, I feel like this staff would be better in your hands. How about you hold on to it and you just owe me a favor.
I'll look it over. I'll just nod and grab it.
Cool.
So yeah, how's everyone doing?
Not
I'm
bad.
doing fine.
Just
No
for shits and
complaints
giggles, I
here.
decided to put my camera on, so.
Ooh. I'm gonna take a peeky at Kabul. Ooh, that's a glorious beard.
Thank you. Yeah, we all use cameras on Tuesday, so I just figured just for shits and giggles.
What's up?
Hey, welcome to the party, man. Love the stash.
Thank you. I'm trying.
Gotta get some wax and curl it now.
Oh yeah. I actually do have some from a kit that I've never used.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, I use oil and balm in mine.
Kabul.
So.
I mean, Kuza
Oh,
in his
shit.
house. I've never seen you in your house before. It's always been in your truck.
Oh yeah, I'm actually home this week. Oddly enough. Yeah. Well. Oh shit, wrong way. Welcome to my lovely little apartment. It's currently
Nice.
a mess. Now I'm
Been
here to
there.
make some quesadillas.
There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, no. The reason why I lost track of time is I was cleaning my Christmas present.
What's your
Cleaning your Christmas
That
present?
sounds done, and I'm very interested in what type.
Oh, nice.
Thompson Center 50 cal black powder. So.
Oh, black powder. That's why you had to clean it.
I mean,
No, it has-
generally
yeah.
clean any gun.
It hasn't been
Generally
shot in a long time, so. But yeah, I was busy cleaning that. Then I saw I had a message on Discord. And I was like, shit.
Are we on break now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're still sleeping in Kavul's arms.
It's fine.
Not Kavul.
Nope, not in my
Kuz's
arms.
Kuz's
Kavul
arms.
doesn't care. Senra sleeps all the time, anyways. This isn't the
she
first time
doesn't.
she's done it.
You're wrapped
doesn't
up
sleep that
in
much.
Kuza's loving tentacles.
This is the first.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time Senra slept.
Yeah.
No,
you
they
have a
slept that one other
tentacles
time they
wrapped
knocked
around
themselves
you, and
out.
you're back to back pressed against him.
I got that part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
being
only other thing.
elf derived, she doesn't really sleep at all.
yeah.
The only thing you may have missed was Oscar asked Alexia to put out the fire with their chill touch spell, not chill touch,
Ray of Frost.
ray of
Something,
frost
something.
spell. Yeah,
I'll have to take some
And-
time to attune to that weapon now.
yeah. It would only take. You'd be able. I think you can attune during a short rest, which we're
Yeah.
about to have. So
Ugh, then I'll need to add the stats to it.
I would transfer it from my sheet to you if I could, but I don't think that's something I. Oh, actually, I definitely can.
Oh, I know how to do it properly, but
Okay. If I had access to your sheet, I'd be able to just literally just click and drag it into your sheet.
yeah, I can just go to the info and drag the.
Oh no, I meant the attack. Like I computed completely in the
You don't even have to do that. If you go to the info bar, you can search Staff of Wither and then just drag it into your sheet and adds it.
But would it add the I don't
Yep.
think I think that was a unique item, wasn't it? Or
No, it's
oh, it wasn't?
It's a regular item.
I thought it was something that he made up.
It depends on if the original configuration had the attack configuration as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you handle that. And let me remove this. I'm just gonna remove it completely from my sheet. Since I don't have it anymore. Okay. Oh, I had another empty flask. Oh no, that was the that flask. I just because I wasn't using it anymore, I just changed it to empty. Okay, whatever. And I'll put on the robe too, so I can find out what that does.
Look at y'all with your fancy magical items.
I mean, Kavul would offer one to you, but he likes it.
He'd offer it to you, but he don't want it. That's funny.
And I'm not even sure if you can use it, so.
You have to be a cleric, druid, or warlock.
No, my blade.
Oh, he'd be able to use it for sure. Because he has that big ol' war anchor.
Yeah. My war anchor.
You might want to replace that thing, dude. It's not doing it for you.
The anchor was doing so fucking damage and hits. It's just that tracking needed 18 to hit in melee.
Nah, but remember the goblins?
The goblins out there wasn't hitting. Like, I just wasn't hitting them. That was my actual, like, checks to hit.
Yeah, you just stick with the tentacles, man. It was doing you better.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. But if Kavul does end up
Not
liking
always
you
about
enough
damage, though.
to offer up the sword, it would be a +1 long sword.
Yeah. Man, I'm happy with my anchor.
Keep the anchor.
The sheer fact I'm running around a fucking ship anchor, hitting
So
shit
you're
with
just
it.
dragging it currently because you're holding Senra with your tenties.
Yeah. So I guess Senra's like held to the back, and he's just sitting there, kind of walking it, like using the black powder like a muskie, where you have like one hand down here, just leaning up against your shoulder, and you're holding it like that. Just kind of holding it.
Senra turns their head. There's just anchor.
Yes.
Could happen. Senra has other stuff on her mind, though.
Yeah, probably a lot of, goo-related things.
You're not wrong. But maybe not in the direction you're thinking.
I don't. I'm not being specific. I'm just in my head. I'm just like, why? Like it was like Senna was trying to call my bluff, but it wasn't a bluff. It was legitimate.
He had her own reasons for testing things.
You wanted to prove me wrong so badly.
No.
Well, you got a sling?
Oh yeah.
You should ask her what it might have been.
Let me see. I'm curious, but let me see if Oscar's curious. That would be I would say that's like a wisdom check. Let's see if Oscar's curious. No, he's not curious. He's just baffled. I would have said there. So yeah, the dragon's corpse got completely consumed by the goo, which then began to melt its corpse. And and I tried to save it by turning it into a skeleton so that all the shit would explode off of it, but I was unable to.
I don't think that would
Uh,
have mattered because
I-
even its skeleton was absorbed based on the image.
Yeah, but there would like it seemed like it was a gradual thing, so we may have been able to save something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't get a skeleton out of a femur.
I mean, look, a dragon scale sells for how much? Just imagine what a femur would go for.
I'm not saying you're wrong. That's why I was curious if it was just a pile of goo. But for the goals that Oscar was relaying, I don't think it would have worked out that way.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't like if it was just a corpse that had the goo on it. I was planning on using the what was left of the sickle to just like cut around the goo and stuff. But since the goo was spreading and stuff like that, it was the only way I can think to save any of it in time. Since he said it was happening like so quickly. Plus, I
My
didn't
bet
want
is
to be around it.
X-Files.
Huh?
Have you not seen
X-Files?
X-Files? Yeah.
No, it's a
Oh.
little before my time.
I know what you're referring to with X Files.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. No worries.
Yeah. I'm being
X-Files.
sarcastic with that. It's not actually a thing I'm stating.
Okay.
Been
That
a long
dragon
time
was
since I've
out for
heard
my
anybody talk
life.
about the X-Files.
I did
Do
get
what?
thanked by it though, which was pretty cool.
Because you could just as well say Prometheus.
Yeah.
Or any film that has black goo. Hell, something derived of the DC Enchantress. Horrible version.
Oh, there we go.
Suddenly, the dragon becomes back to life. The black goo is really venom.
That'd actually be better in some
Right on.
regards.
There's my wonderful staff of withering.
Ooh, good roll on the first try too.
All right, I'm back.
Nice damage.
Welcome back,
Yeah.
Frog.
Welcome back, Frog.
Ribbit.
We're not doing anything crazy.
Oscar made a deal with Kavul in exchange for the Staff of Withering,
Okay. Ooh, okay.
and he put on the robe that has eyes on it because he's like, "What the does this do?"
Who did?
I did.
Okay. Just a
Full sacrifice took Senra to the Raven Queen.
Ooh, can I do the
They got
sacrifice?
so high. They got so high. They went to the Shadowfell.
I will
I don't think it
sacrifice
works that way.
Senra.
Oh, you know
So,
what? That makes a lot of sense.
as you put the robe on, Oscar. As you put the robe on, how long do you? Well, hold on. First things first. Where has the robe been this whole time? In your
It was in my bag.
bag? Okay.
Yeah,
As you
I
put-
folded it up.
As you put the robe on, you you can practically see behind you, around you, to the side of you. Like, you feel as if your vision is spherical at this point, like a 360-degree camera of
Yeah.
sorts. As you're walking forward, you can see your party members behind you. Have I linked you what this is yet?
No.
Roll acrobatics to stay up vertical.
You
You guys see like Oscar like wobble for a second, like, oh,
So I'm going to. It's called a robe of eyes. So you're welcome to add that to your sheet, as we are doing magic items differently nowadays. Because I just can't.
Okay.
I can't keep up with all the variety anymore. So it is a robe of eyes. It is an amazing item. This robe is adorned with eye-like patterns. While you wear the robe, you gain the following benefits. The robe lets you see in all directions, and you have advantage on wisdom saving throws, i.e. perception checks, that rely on sight. You also have dark vision, 120 feet. You can see invisible creatures and objects, as well as see into the ethereal plane out of a range of 120 feet.
I can see dead people.
Eyes on this robe cannot be closed or averted, although you can close or avert your own eyes. You are never considered to be doing so while wearing this robe. So even though your eyes are closed, all those eyes are still open and you can still see with them. A light spell cast on this robe or a daylight spell causes you to be blinded for 1 minute.
Big
Is
oops.
it attuned?
Yeah, he's been wearing it on his back for like a day.
No, I was curious if it required attunement. I phrased that wrong. Sorry.
Yes, it requires attunement. I just Googled it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I cover this cloak with another cloak, does the effect still are the effects still there, or does the cloak have to be like open to a degree, if you know what I mean, like
So,
exposed?
do me a favor. Do you have a plastic bag in your house?
Don't tell him to put a
Yeah.
plastic bag over his head. That could end up poorly.
Hold on. Wait. Oscar,
Yo, what's up?
don't get trapped in the plastic bag.
No, it's all good.
Okay, Frog.
Roll a
now
real
you
life
don't
intelligence
tell us
check.
So
Saving throw.
no, these eyes need to be exposed to the world for the effect to take place.
Okay, cool.
To take place. So yeah, if you put a
Is,
robe
is
over
that the
it,
same for the etherealness as well? Because ethereal would see through some type of simple blockage like that.
although the
Technically.
eyes can see into the ethereal plane, the eyes are still subject to line of sight. So if you cover the
Gotcha.
eyes,
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Oscar puts it on and he's like, "Oh, guys, this is gonna take a bit to get used
So-
to. I can see so much right now."
the eyes on this robe, they're all different too. Some look human, some look elvish, some look drow, some look dragonish. Like there's just a variety of different shapes, colors, and eyes on. And now we're talking it's covered, dude. Like 30, 40, 50, maybe even 60 eyes. And every occasionally when you graze over them, you feel like as if you're touching an eyeball.
Are they all moist?
Robe.
They can be moist. You poke one, it starts to cry a little bit.
That happened to me. I touched it. It was
Feel
moist for a moment. It
that
wasn't a
I
good
get
time.
All right. So what else? So then you gave the staff of withering to Kavul.
Kavul. Yeah, I
Okay.
thought he'd like it, and he did.
Okay. Anything else transpired on this moment before we start heading over to Bestow?
I check up on Cinder while we ride away.
Sure. So before we continue, let me just do a head check. 'Cause, break's technically over now. So, Fate, I haven't heard your voice yet.
Yep, I'm in the front of the wagon.
Sweet. I heard.
We're moving.
I think I heard Kavul. Kuz, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Beautiful. I see George, and I heard Oscar, and I heard Senra. So,
I am a backpack.
oh yeah, you're currently a backpack. Speaking of which, Senra, you and I need to chit chat at
Sure.
some point.
Go for it.
Yeah. So
You want to just jump down a channel?
you know what? Let's take let me take 2 minutes real quick because I don't want to.
I am a backpack.
Yeah, I'll pull you
Your
down the
time.
channel. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you know what?
Continue to third party. Continue to chit chat. I'll be back in like a minute.
It would have been cool if we had like a.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking initially. And let me mute my stream so that doesn't get out. Hold on. How do I mute stream? Here we go.
dealing with it and trying to find her way towards a cure. That's why she originally came on this journey to find a portal to the Shadowfell in order to either lessen the effects or find a cure. With the sort of like chapter 3 part of that being like, if a cure is found via the party means, then she has to reconcile with all these bad shit that she's done, despite having all that depression and anxiety and self-doubt and depression. I said depression twice, but you know what I mean.
I understand.
Like dealing with the consequences of her previous actions when she was being influenced by someone else, while also apparently hitting the Raven Queen on the side.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pull you back up, and we'll go from there.
Mhm.
Ribbit.
Yep.
Spending all types of money.
All right, dude. Sorry about that. Just something
No
I had to
biggie.
discuss there.
We are becoming closer friends over expensive hobbies
That's
and magic.
That's great.
We all have our expensive hobbies. Magic is mine.
Mine's
For your
children.
stream.
I unfortunately have several. My wallet hates it.
Several children or several expensive?
Several expensive hobbies. Magic the Gathering, Warhammer.
Yeah, kids, keep your parents off drugs. Get them into magic.
All right, guys. So, as we continue down this path, Kavul gets upchucked by the purple demon baby and acts as if he's been there the whole time. Moving right on down, as you all pack your shit together, make yourselves comfortable inside wagon, one driving, one on the inside. Oscar, since you made reference to it before, I don't want to skip over it, so let's quickly touch base on that. You get into the back of the cart, as you typically do. I'm assuming that's what your plan is here.
Yeah.
And as you move your backpack over to the side, slightly singed from the dragon's fire, you kind of open the flap, and the flap is kind of slightly crusty, kind of like crunches a little bit as hot fire. And you open it up, and leaving the top portion open, you look into it and you see your Cinder, who's currently coiled up at the base of your knapsack there.
Oh, are you all right? Were you scared? Are you okay? Were you sleeping?
No response.
I pick her up.
You pick her up, and your grab wakes this creature up, and immediately you get the sense of hunger.
Oh, you're okay. Yeah. Like Oscar hugs her and like pet her on the head. Yeah, we'll get you some food. Whew. Good girl. Good girl. Oscar takes out his last ration. And he's like, here, eat some of this. Since I have supervision now, can I keep an eye out for any game that could be caught on the way?
I mean, you're effectively a spherical eyeball. So yeah, you are in the wagon, however.
I'll sit in. I'll hold on to Cinder, and I'll move up to the front seat, with Fate.
What is your passive perception?
My passive perception is currently at 11.
Okay. All right, cool. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Fate, I'm assuming you're driving this bitch?
Yep.
You, with a nice hya, continue going down the path. Kavul, where are you at in all this?
I guess I'll be walking behind behind it. Just as far as the cart. Can you hear me?
Yeah, chewing on some ramen. Sorry.
Okay, no, you're good. Yeah, I'd be just walking behind the cart with. Sorry, who am I carrying again? I'm still learning names.
Well, this is Kavul.
Senra.
This is Kavul.
That's Kuza.
I'm asking what Kavul's doing in all this.
Oh shit! Disregard.
I was gonna let it go.
Kavul is riding shotgun. Just trying to help guide to the forest since he's been through here a few times.
Absolutely. You look to your left, and you see Fate kind of, guiding it. He seems to be quiet. He leans over to one side, slightly lifting one cheek up, lets off a little, continues to ride.
Oh, that's Reen, not Fate.
Oh, my bad. I'm just so used to you doing that in real life. Nevertheless, as we move...
You see, Fate lifts up the opposite cheek.
What is Alexia doing at this moment?
Just kind of. Well, she got into the back. She's gonna go ahead and just keep walking. Has the weakness faded from the dragon's breath?
Mm-hmm.
She's just walking, just kind of monitoring Senra till she looks like she's about to wake up, or make sure she doesn't get worse.
100%. You see these tentacles wrap around Senra's body. Senra's body's kind of lurched over the shoulder a little bit. Like the main weight of her body is, over the shoulder of Kuza. And is kind of going strong. Kuza's tentacles, although they're wrapped around Senra, the tips of them still kind of wiggle a little bit as tentacles do. And Kuza, give me an athletics check, please.
1 moment.
All right. Senra, although not a very large female, still heavy enough. It's very stocky, very, very thick. It's easy. It's not easy going. You're carrying extra weight, but you're able to do it at a reduced speed. So occasionally you have to shout forward to Fate to kind of slow down so you can catch up here and there.
Okay. Wait up!
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just yelling like, "Wait up!" Yeah, just yelling, "Wait up!" That was all I was doing.
Yep. At this point, you all can gain the benefits of a short rest.
Woo!
If you haven't done so already.
I shall roll to see if I can regain me some hit points. 8. I'm back at 4.
And remember, the new resting system is, I put it on the table at the back there.
Oh, you guys waiting on me? I just sat back down, sorry.
Yeah, you're going too fast for Kuza. He told you to wait up.
I don't want to slow down this. I guess I just pull back a little bit. Pull back on the reins a little bit. Yell, slow down, boys.
And the mules respond. A little bit of a hee-haw here and there. At this point, you've now been walking another 4 hours. The sun begins to hit the late time of day, and the air turns more of a goldeny hue. To the north, as you look over your right shoulder, you all can see it clear as day. This large mass of what looks to be smoke out in the distance over the tree lines.
That must be the a forest that they wanted us to go to.
Yep, that's where the Nux have jumped to this.
Well, save that for later.
You continue west even more. At this point, another hour or two into the travel, 6 hours in total. The sun has practically set. Looking over into that direction again, as it is pretty clear from this point. The trees are no longer in your proximity as you pushed out into more of a plainsy area. Looking north yet again, now that the sky is darkened, you see a hue of orange and red light billowing out into smoke-covered air. Looks like the world is on fire from where you're standing. Continuing west yet again. At this point in time, midnight strikes. Everything around is pitch black. Fate, can you see in the dark?
Nope.
You're having a hard time navigating this trail to the west, as it is
Yeah,
pitch
if it's
black.
pitch black, where the cart is going to stop.
With a whoa and a pull back on the reins, Oscar, you feel the momentum of you sliding forward a little bit as the cart comes to a complete stop. Kavul, you look to your left and your right. You don't have dark vision either, Kavul, do you?
Nope.
You realize that you do not see anything but darkness as you and Fate seem to be struggling. You look over to Fate. You wish to say anything to Fate?
Let me find a place to camp.
Why?
Do we have a sense as how far away we are from Bastow?
With no real able to triangulate, being in pitch black here, probably not.
Can I do it? Since
Can
I
we-
can see in the dark?
Can't we contrast the amount of time it take us to get to the one force on the way here versus the way back?
I mean, based on that, roll a history for me, sure.
I would like to assist.
Sure. I mean, a 13 by itself is perfectly fine. You feel as if you're at least a little bit past halfway.
All right, so we're camping. We're not nearby.
Oscar, your stomach is grumbling extremely hard.
Hmm. And I take it that on the way I didn't see anything.
Nope.
Okay. Alexia, you can see in the dark, right?
Yes.
You wanna help me go do a quick perimeter search, see if we can find anything to eat?
Sure.
Cool.
Just look at a wagon full of fruit and stuff and water, I think. Or not full, but some of it's left.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find some more because I feel like it's all gonna be gone by tomorrow. Especially with Cinder's appetite. Where do you put it all? You weigh like 3 pounds.
What's your passive
But yeah.
perception, Alexia?
Oh, my passive is 10.
Okay.
I'm gonna, since we ended a short rest, I'm going to switch my extra skill to perception
Okay.
from instead of animal handling.
Roger that. You and Alexia break off into the high grass. There's not much trees in this area. With your passive perception being a 13, let's just say combined you guys together is like a 12, 11 and a half. You could hear kind of like a scurrying in high grass. And although your dark vision can see the high grass being kind of bumped into by whatever it is that's scurrying, it seems to be a very small creature. Small enough to not be able to be seen through the high grass. At least not correctly.
Can I take a shot at it
Sure.
with my bow?
Sure. You cock back a bow. Go ahead and fire for me.
Well, I almost clicked on the wrong thing.
Your shot slams into high grass. Unsure if you made a kill or not.
I'll go where I saw the arrow land and see if I find anything.
Absolutely. Having fired a shot about 30 feet away, 30, 40 feet away, you make your way up to it. You see the fletching of the arrow poking out of the high grass slightly. You pull it back, and with it, a bunch of roots from the ground below.
Must have missed it. I'll collect the arrow and walk back and see if I can detect anything else while we're in the area.
Can I use survival to see if I can see what I can find?
Sure. I mean, what are you searching for exactly, though?
Any sort of game or.
Well, I've already used your passive perception as far as game is concerned.
Okay.
So you're welcome to use a survival check for something else if you wish.
Okay. Any kind of berries or anything that's edible, or hell, even edible mushrooms.
Sure, that is absolutely a survival check. So now you can knock that one out for me.
6.
You know, you don't know if it's the breeze that's pushing all the high grass around. It's making it look like an ocean that you're standing in, but high grass. You just don't seem to, in your immediate area, you can't seem to find any kind of edible berry or fungus.
Okay.
Pretty barren spot, huh?
Well, I mean, personally, I think one of us that could see in the dark should just get into the wagon and drive us, finish driving us the rest of the way to Bastow, but that's just me.
Well, we'd have to worry about if we're attacked by something, then the rest can't see.
Yes,
I mean,
this is true.
and like even my drift globe only gives off about like 20 so feet of light, so it would uh it'd be limited in how much it would help.
Still, though.
Well,
I don't feel comfortable just camping out here in the middle of nowhere.
you get used to it. And Oscar begins walking back towards camp.
Same.
Okay. You've been out about a half hour to an hour at this point, trying to scurrying about. So during the course of that time, Kuza, Senra's on your back.
Yep.
What are you doing as you see
Uh,
Oscar and
Yeah.
Alexia kind of branch off into the high grass with the attempts to bring back some food?
I'll go set Senra down in the cart, or like the back of the cart and all stuff, as then I'll just kind of go. We're still on the side of the trail, right?
You're kind of on a trail of sorts, sure. But before we get to that, as you kind of place Senra down on the back of the cart, you hear kind of air escaping Senra's lungs and kind of. Give me a perception check on something real quick, please.
1 sec. 5.
Unfortunately, the breeze pushing through kind of flaps the wagon canopy, and it kind of has that, linen in wind kind of sound, like a sail, and obscures whatever it is I wanted you to see. Nevertheless, so sure. So you place her down. She exhales slightly. What do you wish to do?
Yeah. I'll kind of just go over to the brush nearby and like grab stuff for like kindling.
Yes, there's plenty of patches of dry grass. Not much in the realm of actual lumber. At least not in this immediate area that you can tell. But there is a vast amount of dry brush.
Yeah. I'll start grabbing some dry brush and clearing out like an area for a fire.
100%. Let's see how well you do. Survival check for me real quick, and then we'll carry on.
Woo! 10.
Okay. It's not the best job. A little rushed, but it's doable. Which brings us now to Fate. Having seen Alexia and Oscar move on, Senra is now in the back. As you look over your left shoulder into the cart, you see Senra being placed down. You could hear the wind kind of hitting the canopy of your wagon. You see Kuza kind of making some degree of a a fire pit with some dry brush. What's Fate all about at this moment?
Fate's just gonna go to the food bin and take the lid off and look down. And what am I looking at here? What's left?
I had a feeling that was coming, so let me grab my die. One moment. It's no bullshit. I totally rolled this. 94% of the barrel is empty.
So we each get like one piece of fruit, and that's the end of it.
There's like the best representation. I'll use a real life one for me. You ever feed the dog, and there's not enough food to where you can like put the dish in and scrape it all out. You only get like a portion of it. Like it's so far at the bottom, it's just you gotta have to like use your hand to fill up the cup. Like it's pretty well empty. You could probably get a meal for each of you out of it, and we're talking just rations, like dried fruit and nuts.
Yeah, well, Fate's just gonna scoop up a little bit of a handful of it and nibble away, and he's gonna check the water supply as well.
Water supply is pretty well good. Let's just say 75% of the barrel is left of water. Be it stagnant water, but it's water.
I'm just gonna drink my water skin and top it off after I finish drinking what's in the current one, and I'm gonna go back to the front seat and just kind of lean back and relax.
Your tummy grumbles as it slowly digests these dried nuts and fruit mixed with water. Not the most satisfying meal, but enough to keep you going. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kavul would offer some of his goblin jerky if anyone wants it.
No, thank you.
So Kavul, you see Fate kicking back. You ask him this question. He does not seem to be at all interested in that meat. What's Kavul doing for this 30 minutes to an hour?
Yeah, he's just sitting up in the passenger seat, just munching down on some goblin rations.
You you just fucking rip into it. It doesn't last long, and it doesn't really satiate you, but at least it's something in your belly. The sounds of crackling can be heard as you hear fire ripping through dry kindling and dried grass, as you hear the snaps and pops from the fire. You see the flickering of light on Kuza's face. Tentacles kind of come up and wipes the dirt off of his brow with the tentacle as his hands are still very much working on the fire. It's at that point that Oscar and Alexia come back through the grass. Following the light emanating from the fire pit, and the light reflecting over the white canopy of the cart, you see the fire, and Kuza and Kavul kind of hanging around, as well as Fate kicking back, feet on the ass end of the mules.
Well, sorry guys, weren't able to find much of anything. These woods, they're filled with monsters and all types of stuff, but I don't know what they're eating, because except for those deer we saw that one time, it's like no wildlife.
Well, it's not that there wasn't no wildlife. Oscar just didn't have any luck hitting it.
Kavul just pipes up. Maybe it's your stench, Oscar.
I don't think so. I don't think animals would care much about that.
You'd be surprised.
As they're saying that, Kuza's going to kind of turn his head and just kind of eye one of the mules.
Okay. You eye one of the mule. The mule responds with a neigh.
Yeah, you're like the whole like sizing up, like debating. But yeah.
Oscar.
Yes.
The feeling of hunger really starting to take over.
Oh gosh. Um.
We could always kill mule and eat mule.
No, we are not killing the mules and eating the mules.
I'm gonna
I will then offer Kuzo my goblin jerky, some of it.
You may.
uh
Yeah, because it's you're yeah. So Kuz kind of knowing that it's goblin jerky specifically, he's going to kind of like decline.
Even
Oscar's
Kuzo
gonna
won't eat it.
reach
God.
into the barrel, grab like his share of it, just take like one of the fruits for himself, and then pass the rest to Cinder. And just
Oscar,
yeah, what's
I'm
up?
pretty sure. Have you tried feeding it some of the goblin jerky that Kavul has?
No, but I'm worried of
Oscar?
what it will. Can you not hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. She's
Oh, okay.
interrupting you.
I see.
Oscar, if you need to eat so that you can feed that thing. I'm pretty sure the dragon will eat the goblin jerky.
Well, after giving her that much, is she still giving off the hungry feeling?
So wait, what have you given her so far?
So you know how it was like there's enough for like each person to get like one share. So I took my divvied up portion of that, took like one of the fruits from it and ate that, and then handed the rest off to a Cinder.
Oh, Cinder inhaled that shit.
Yeah. Are they still giving the hungry response?
You still feel very hungry.
Well, let's just see if she'll eat it, I guess. I don't want her to eat it, but
Oscar, it's a dragon.
Monsters eat
fine.
monsters. It will be fine.
Kavul, let me see one of those pieces of jerky.
Human or goblin?
Goblin.
And for the record, it's not jerky. It's very much grilled open flame meat.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I just classified it as jerky, but yeah, it's like grilled and then I smoked it in the basement for a night.
Wait, where did you get the human meat from?
A human? What do you mean? What
This is out of character. This is out of character because I just started that. It's like, wait, hold on. I don't remember killing.
I think it was like a slaver or something. You know.
Yeah, it was a while back.
Oh, okay, that was before I joined.
Yeah, he just eats people. Don't.
So how much of that human meat do you have left?
Not much.
Okay. Well, you pull that out, and it is well rotten.
I'll toss that and hand some of the goblin over.
You just flip it over your shoulder. Almost hits Kuza. You kind of reach into your sack of death and you pull out these goblin flanks that are charred and smoked. You hand it over to Oscar.
Yep.
Oscar, it's in your hand. It's squishy and firm at the same time. A piece of it seems to be shredded on one side as there wasn't much care when it was cut up. It's literally just looks like hunks of meat on a stick that's been burned.
This is awful. And he like puts it down like in front of Cinder and be like, if you want to eat it, eat it. If you don't, I understand.
Animal handling.
I just switched it to perception, so I can't do anything. It's only an 11. I mean, it's only a +1. That's a 5.
Roll me Constitution saving throw.
Oh noes.
What? Okay, I mean, okay, but I'm confused why.
So, as you put this meat in front of Cinder, Cinder sniffs it and turns away from it. As she turns away from it, you get the feeling of nausea. And unable to control your nausea, you kind of puke out the dried fruit and nuts that you consumed 5 minutes ago.
Oh, fuck. How do you eat that shit? The hell, man?
Why did you vomit that up?
It's like, what's the empathic bond?
You have an empathic bond with this dragon?
Looks like it. That's how I was able to know she was scared, and that's why whenever she feels hungry, I feel hungry. Or when I can essentially sense how she's feeling. The books told that there was, able to understand their feelings via mind, but it seems like Cinder has a very strong empathic. I don't know the right word for it. Pulse? I don't know, man. It's just I feel what she's feeling, and I feel repulsed right now. Oh God. Oscar like wipes his mouth, and he he goes back to sit in front of the cart or sit around the cart, and he's just gonna go back to looking to see if he can find something else to eat. I'll fucking shoot a bird out of the sky if I have to at this point. Jesus Christ, that was awful. Oh my God. He looks at Kavul. What are you, man? Ugh.
Wool is just happily munching on the goblin.
Absolutely. About an hour passes by at this point. Everyone's calm and docile, random banter back and forth. Alexia, I assume you check on Senra between now and
Yes.
then?
Yes, she'll be checking on Senra.
You hop onto the back of the cart. Nobody else sees you as you're just alone there with Senra. And you see Senra's body, breathing, still sort of warm to the touch. Roll me another medicine check, please, as you reaffirm that she's stable. With a 12, she's stable. A little warm to the touch still. And as you actually feel her throat for a pulse, a little cough kind of comes out of Senra's lungs and mouth. Nothing, no spittle that you're aware of. It is sort of dim back here as the firelight kind of crests through the canopy. Even with your dark vision and dim light, you can still see, but it's not the most clearest of seeing. But what you do recognize is the smell. It almost smells slightly sulfurous when she coughed in your direction.
Where? She kind of leans back and tries to think about why that would be. And she tries, because it's not natural. I'm assuming it isn't.
I don't know if that was a rhetorical question or if you're asking me a question.
No, I'm going through her thought processes. So part is just her streams of consciousness as she's thinking. Is there anything in arcane lore that might account for what Senra is experiencing?
Is there anything in...
Like, anything magical about this?
I mean, you're welcome to rock an Arcana check if you
Yeah,
want. Are you
that's
proficient
basically
in
what
Arcana?
I'm asking.
I assume you are proficient with Arcana.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a check.
12.
Surface level, you look around, the only thing you recognize as magical that you already know is her blade. Outside of that, her coughing, I mean, you don't recognize it as magical.
Hmm. Well, Alexia really doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't like it, but there's nothing more she can do than try and treat this as any sort of other illness, and that is she'll just go grab rag, read it, wet it in the from the water barrel, use prestidigitation to kind of cool it, and just kind of place it on Cinder's head. Hopefully that'll help break the fever.
Absolutely. Okay. Fantastic. Anybody wish to take care of any business before we assume to take a long rest? I'm guessing that's where we're going here.
I'm good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Yep.
You guys button down for the night. Alexia kind of wiping off Senra, cooling her forehead down a slight bit here. And the fire crackles to a dim light as everyone nods off. I'm assuming you're doing them in 2 parts, but honestly, it's okay because nothing's going to inherently bother you this night.
Hey, Frog, sorry, I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Kavul would be trying to dry the rest of the goblin that didn't eat.
Try to what?
He'll be trying to dry it out some more to make it a little bit more into jerky.
Sure, absolutely. All right, guys. So the morning comes around, and the people that were sleeping versus the people that are keeping watch in the second half here. The people that are sleeping are woken up by... Actually, even better, we'll do it this way. Oscar,
What's up?
you're woken up as Cinder head perks up, much like a cat would. Cinder leaps off your lap, and you feel the pressure of the leap as Cinder hits the ground. Cinder can be seen flying off into the high grass, disappearing from your sight.
Oh God, no! God,
As
Can I-
Oscar panics, everyone else will get woken up at this point as you see Oscar doing what now?
he immediately jumped out, like from wherever spot he is, and go to follow her.
You dive into the high brush. You're unable to locate Cinder.
Oh no!
Cinder, where are you going? I'm glad I still have perception set as my bonus.
Yep.
I'm gonna make a perception check.
Sure.
Um,
And I believe you get an advantage with that?
as long as I'm using my eyes, which for this situation I'm gonna use my eyes because.
Yep.
Oh gosh. Cinder, where are you, hon?
With a 20, you see high grass being disturbed in like random patterns, like S's and divots and spins and back and forth, and you see the high grass. Think of the raptor scene in Jurassic Park Part 2.
Clever girl.
Don't run into the tall grass.
Everyone else who was sleeping would absolutely be disturbed or woken up as Oscar dives into the grass calling out for Cinder. So Fate, we'll start with you first. You get woken up to Cinder! Cinder!
Is that breakfast? What? What's going on?
Stop trying to eat my child, please.
Don't tell me it ran away.
I guess when Kuza gets woke up, he just sees Oscar run off, right?
100%. You see the tall grass, like two portions of tall grass moving randomly. One of them presumably Oscar.
Okay. I guess Kuza will go to follow.
Sure. You dive in the high grass.
Yeah. I do have dark vision though.
It's daylight at this
My
point.
bad.
It's morning.
Oh, okay. My bad. I missed you saying day. It was daytime. Okay. Yeah. I'm just following Oscar.
Sure. You dive into the high grass as both of you are surrounded by high grass, chasing something that's super tiny. Oscar still calling out, Cinder! Cinder!
Yeah, Fate's gonna go out there and look as well once he figures out what's going on.
Sure.
As I go through the tall grass, I'll like use like the sickle, what's left of it, to like, because you know this is kind of what sickles were made for.
Yep.
To like hack away at the tall grass to make it so it's easier to see.
Sure. I mean, there's a lot of tall grass here. It's slow going, but it's doable as you start hacking down chunks of blades of grass and trying to make your line of sight a little bit cleaner and clearer. Alexia, what are you doing?
She wakes up, see that they're searching for Cinder, and she's like, they got this. And she'll go check on Cinder.
All right. And we'll come to you checking on Senra in a hot second. Kavul.
He doesn't bother with what they're doing. He just goes out and starts foraging for like edible roots and plants.
Survival check for me?
Yeah, just give me a sec here.
Nice.
22.
You know, you don't got to go far. Right next to where you were sleeping, and I'm assuming you were sleeping on the floor.
Yep.
You know, it seems that just under the wagon wheel, there seems to be some earth root there. It's very much like a licorice root.
Okay, yeah, he'll start gathering some of that up and then start cooking a stew with his regular ration meat, because apparently people don't like goblin around here.
Sure. I assume.
Wait. Did you just throw shade at us for not liking goblin?
I mean, Kavul doesn't say anything, but
Do you have a pot or something to cook that stew in?
yes, I have the one that Senra had used and just didn't want to take. So.
Oh, okay. Rock on. Okay, cool. And I assume using some of the water from the barrel.
Yep. I'd use some of the water and just start making a stew enough to feed everyone.
You go into the back of the cart where you see Alexia with Senra. You see Alexia hovering over Senra. Alexia's touching Senra's face, kind of poking at the side of her lip. Alexia, on the side of her lip, you see like a varicose vein, but it seems to kind of come off of the side of her mouth.
Okay.
Passing you by is Kavul, filling up a pot of water.
Kavul. Do you know any prayers or blessings that can cure disease?
Kavul thinks so. That she doesn't like being cured, but I could take a look, see what's going on.
See what you can do. You probably
And,
better at this than I am.
Carefully, without touching her, he'll look over it. Look over it to see what's trying to figure out what's going on. Because he knows Senra does not like to be touched by Kavul.
So did you say you're just looking over Senra?
Yeah.
Sure. Give me a medicine check.
How about a natural 20 for a 26?
Nice. You look at her. Outside this little varicose vein-looking thing cresting off the side of her mouth, she looks like she always has.
Yeah, she sleeps a lot. She's done this before, and I just go back to cooking.
Well, that healing ore that you used in a few of our fights that healed me, could you just use that on her real quick?
Doesn't heal illnesses.
I just want to see the effect it has.
Maybe later. I'm cooking right now.
Okay.
And he just goes back to cooking.
And with that, Alexia's just going to re-wet the rag, cool it down, and place it on her head.
You do so. While Kavul's out, putting the pot to boil, stoking the fire, as you start shredding the earth fruit and plopping it into the water, on your shoulder, you feel a pressure, Kavul.
I'll see what might be causing it.
You look to your right, and although you hear the screams, Cinder! Cinder, where are you, Cinder? From multiple people in the party, there Cinder is on your shoulder. In Cinder's mouth, a mouse.
I'll try to just give her a little bit of scratch under the chin. Looks like you're.
It turns
like
its back to you as you attempt to touch it, as it feels as if you're trying to take its mouse away.
And I'll just stop and just say in Draconic to it. Looks like you're better than hunting than you're a human.
In Draconic, you say that?
Yeah.
You, for a moment, in the pit of your belly, feel as if you have to laugh.
He'll give a small chuckle and go back to cooking.
Cinder jumps back down onto the matted ground where you slept and just starts gnawing into this mouse. Oscar and the gang that's in the grass. No luck. You've been searching for Cinder for about 15 minutes.
Oh, God, she's really good at hiding in this grass, guys. I don't even... Whew. Hey, we got some water?
Turn to Oscar. I think she is gone. And turns and starts to walk back to camp.
Yeah, man, we should have ate it while we had the chance. Now we're never going to know what dragon tastes like. And then Fate just walks away.
Oscar begins to tear up, thinking of the thought. And he continues to hack away for like another on it by himself, still looking. Can I make? I want to make a perception check, but this time rather than hearing, seeing. I want to see if I can hear any rustling.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use a passive for that, man. You don't have to roll for that shit. You hear rustling, mainly coming from the people that are helping you search. There is a little bit of a breeze that seems to sway the high grass a little bit. But the one thing that does stand out here, as you're not that far away from camp, you hear Kavul laughing to himself.
Kavul's weird. That's no. I'm not. That does not even on my radar. Alexia could have told him some sort of cannibal joke. I don't know. Yeah, Oscar's just gonna keep looking.
You eventually hack down some high grass that breaks the obscurity or the line of sight. You can see the camp. And right there next to Kavul, you see Cinder shredding up a mouse.
Better than a turd. Better than the alternative. Better than her being chewed up by a mouse. And Oscar's just gonna just start trudging back through and just sit down on the ground. Ugh.
Absolutely.
What a way to wake up.
Senra. You still with us, Senra?
I am.
Senra.
Or that's a you question, isn't it?
Physically at the chair. So, Senra. You, as seems to be a common theme with your character, actually.
Haha.
Um,
Consistent, if anything.
yeah, gotta go into the dream world all the fucking time. Um, you find yourself in a cave. The walls are icky and slimy. The smell here is preposterous and awful.
Are they slimy by sight or touch?
Slimy by sight at the moment, as you're standing in the middle of this cave. Let's just say you have,
So like Ghostbusters slime walls.
I would say more of like a slimy, black moldy kind of aspect.
Okay.
Yeah, like a mayonnaise, but like darker and gross. And that's fucking awful, by the way. Oh my god.
Curdled mayonnaise to the
Ugh.
extreme.
This is fucking foul, dude.
Go with it. Go with it. I love
Yeah,
it.
so that's the kind of atmosphere you're in. I'd say the cave you're in is yet maybe 10 feet tall, and to the left and to the right, maybe 5 feet on either side of you. So let's say the entire cave from wall to wall is 15 feet. You stand directly in the middle of this dark cave. Your dark vision kicks in, and everything is in black and white. The walls that are all icky and gooey, they seem to swell, and then what's the opposite of swell?
Tract.
Compress.
Thank you. They kind of like almost as if the walls have a pulse, and it just
They breathe.
Yep, and the cave just goes kind of down and around, like there's a little bit of a right hook.
Floor contracting and compressing.
Every time you take a step, you would feel as if you're standing in that same kind of icky gooey.
But it's also moving. It's undulating.
It's undulating, but we're not talking like it's this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna measure.
It has a pulse to it.
Mm-hmm. Looking around, do I only see the single exit, or do I see like I'm in a tunnel? Or am I at the end of it?
It appears that you're in a tunnel, but if you turn around to look in the opposite direction, you get the same kind of scenario. This tunnel just kind of goes around a curve, unable to. It's all in uniform too.
Checking my person, equipment, supplies.
All you have is all you have on you is your clothes, your immediate clothes.
But no like weaponry
no.
or tooling.
Nope.
Okay.
Coming from down the cave, you hear.
Check for smalls.
Check for what?
Smalls.
Check for smalls. As you reach around and kind of pat yourself down, you do not feel smalls anywhere.
I'm going to gesture like I pull a coin, gold piece or something from my pocket, and flip it in the air, even though I probably don't have one, and let it land and just choose a direction and go with a 50 roll.
You put your hand in your pocket where you typically keep some spare change. Nothing to be found.
And whatever 2 would mean to you is the head direction I had.
Yeah,
because it sounds like a binary direction one.
No
like
change is in your pocket, and you decide to just choose a direction.
Yeah, that's more of what I was going for.
I get you.
This thematic.
And you take your steps. You're not quite brisk with it, as in familiar territory. Although you're reckless, you're not stupid, so you don't go into suicide like that. Nevertheless, you kind of
approaching stealthily,
and
much as you can amongst mayonnaise.
As you get closer, the cave itself begins to get smaller and smaller, almost like a funnel. It gets to the point where you don't.
I stop if it gets like to where I would need to kneel down, and I'll double back and check the other side.
Yeah, it's not that far. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
So it's like you have to maybe cock your head to the side a little bit, but it's not like you have to squat. But as you get to that moment, you hear kind of this. And it kind of just echoes into the chamber. It's very faint.
This seems different than what that jackass did before. Hell, let's try something abstract. And she's gonna run up and punch the wall.
You punch the wall, and as your knuckles collide with the ooey gooey, it splats, and it's almost like a, almost like a comet hitting the ocean, and it just kind of squirts everywhere all around, and your knuckles collide into solid stone. The interesting thing is, now that you've smacked the goo away with your fist, leaving a small patch that you can see the actual wall that it's binded to, it seems to be this glassy black rock, and it has these kind of this glowing green vein structure through it.
Okay. The opposite side was similar by look.
Yeah, it looks very, very similar. So,
Stop and look for a flow direction.
Look for a what direction?
A flow direction. If this is flowing, like oozing and gooing, then I am going on the assumption that it's flowing in a direction. So I'm looking for the direction that is flowing of the X point. I'm assuming it's probably the smaller entryways or the smaller openings is where it flows out of. But I'm also curious about the entry point.
You're welcome to do an investigation for me.
Ah, that's lovely with a -1. Yep.
You look around. It's pitch black and dark with the sound of that. And you see the rock underneath. I mean, everything just seems to be so in uniform. It's difficult to discern if there's a flow or not.
I'm gonna look at the gunk on my head from hitting it. Any pain?
No pain except for the crushed knuckle from smacking it into pure rock. In this case here, that glassy black rock with the green tendrils in it, or vein-like structure in it. The green actually glows. It has a slight like bioluminescent green kind of hum to it. As you hold your fist in front of you, the one that you punched the wall with, you see this tar-like structure begin to slowly creep up your arm and past your wrist.
I'll go into the crook of my, behind my knee to scrape it off and get it onto my clothes rather than my head.
You wipe it onto the back of your clothes, and although it's somewhat smeared off of your hands, there's still a little bit there and continues to creep slower, but it does creep. You also feel the back of your knee begin to tighten up a little bit.
Checking my feet, is there stuff around my shoes as well?
There's gunk and shit all over the floor as well, yes. And it
But it's
seems to
not
be
creeping up in the same way.
It seems
It
to be
is.
creeping up the sole of your boot. Or shoes, or whatever the fuck you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, the sound can be heard.
Okay. Kneeling down at the knees rather than getting on fours. I'm gonna look through the opening that was smaller. You with the dark vision and everything.
Absolutely.
Provided there's an aperture to look through.
Absolutely, 100%. You look down, and very similar to what it's been. It's just a smaller. I mean, you're still able to walk through it. It's still dark, and it kind of goes around the corner. As you look around that corner, your dark vision is slightly obscured by what seems to be an orange light coming from around the turn.
How long has it been in real life?
They've
had a rest.
In character.
Actually, I'll explain what I'm getting at more so. I'm considering Raven Queen's blessing to Banff, but I don't know if it's been enough time in what she's experiencing. Because I know they just finished a long rest, but I don't know if that's actually when this is happening.
Sure. I mean, you're welcome to try.
I already said it, so it's doing it.
Okay. You go to Banff. And you do everything you do in your practice that you typically do when you Banff. But you feel powerless. And your Banff does not trigger.
I only have my basic clothes, correct?
Yep.
So any extraneous items and equipment I cannot consider having
Correct.
I'm gonna scrape with my foot across the floor to see if the same green veins are there.
With a little bit of a kick, you do reveal the black glass-like rock with the green bioluminescent veining through it.
I'm gonna. This is difficult to describe, but I'm going to, from this section that is the small aperture, going back, I'm going to sort of like. Imagine if like you were like in like knee-deep water, and kind of like moving your feet around in circular motions as you're progressing forward in order to try to find something. So she's doing that in order to see if there's like some type of loose section or maybe like a pole or something, some type of object that she could use that may be stuck in this gunk below her visibility range.
Absolutely. And as you do so, unfortunately, there's no luck on that.
Okay.
The gook on your hand seems to cover up most of your index finger and middle finger, as well as the base of your palm. Behind your leg, you start to feel that same pressure wrap around to the front of your knee. Your boots are now up to the top of the shoe or boot. I don't know what you're going to call that. You know, that part you put your foot into.
Mm-hmm. Like upper calf.
Sure, that. What do you want to do, Senra?
Thinking. What would she do? She's going to try to be as dexterous as possible and jump through the aperture without it touching as little as possible.
That's fine. It's not
Out
that.
of character intention being acrobatics, but you tell me.
No, it's all good. This is not that tight. It's tight, but it's not like you have to like think thin. Or
Oh, I
anything.
got the impression it was like, a foot and a half or something.
No, this is not Willy Wonka or anything like that.
Okay.
No, we're good. So yeah, no, you get through, and as you kind of get through the other side, the orange-hued light is more apparent. So follow my imagery on this, right? So you kind of crest the side, and although the walls and the floor and the ceiling have the same kind of icky black mayo kind of concept, you see this awkward structure. It's very large. I would say, because it kind of opens up at this point, so it's a much larger cavern. I wouldn't say cavern. The room opens up. It is very much in cave-like atmosphere, but once again, it's all slimed over and all that jazz. But the structure in front of you would be probably the size of let's say a semi truck without the hauling load in the back. So just the front end.
Sorry.
The structure beats.
Like it's physically undulating?
It's physically beating. Black, light hint of green, and behind it, a silhouette. Well, behind it, the orange light creating the silhouette of this beating black heart the size of a semi-truck. The orange light seems to move around to the outside of this beating structure. And hopefully this works. A creature pops around the outside of that beating heart. I put a picture of her on the wall.
Got it.
Oh, that's
I need to see.
Oh, it's my ex.
that's,
Typical joke. Sorry.
Fear not for your future.
Oh, fuck.
For now, you must sleep. In my cradle, your body shall steep. Your flesh, a fine banquet of delicate food. Your gift to me shall nourish my brood. What births from your leavings and grows in her nave shall feed for your ruins and fat from your grave. And at that point, you snap out of your unconsciousness.
I was roaming. Can I get that pasted, or am I too late? Like in real life, I have a habit of just roaming around the room when I'm in sessions like this.
It's all good. I could paste it to you later. That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
But you snap out. So at this point, the first thing you feel as you snap out in this, I envision this kind of wake up kind of scenario. You feel a cold
Fucking
cloth.
thing on the forehead off. What is that?
Exactly. Alexia. Are you
Yes.
there? She snaps out of it violently.
She kind of jets up, both weapons out, eyes wide.
So Alexia just, kind of moves back, hands up. It's like, oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Who is that?
What? It's Alexia. I'm an ally.
Sorry? What?
It's me.
Allies? Apparently they're all going to die, so it probably doesn't matter anymore.
What?
Oh,
Are you
that
okay,
was a
Senra?
trip. Oh, and she kind of like rolls her neck and the shoulder and like cracks her back a bit.
Hey,
I'm
you've
a
been
lot
passed
better
out
now.
for a while.
I probably needed the rest. You know how they say, beauty sleeping, whatever vanity. Oh, that was good. She checks her bag real quick for something I know Frog knows.
Okay.
To make sure things are online.
Everything seems to be as they were first done.
That'll be interesting. How long has it been? How long?
How
I
long
assume
has it been?
I went out for a bit. Did anybody take my place? Because I heard that happened before.
No.
Okay, good.
It's been a day. Well, I don't even think it's been a full day. It happened yesterday.
It's not that far then.
Not what far?
That dragon.
What do you mean? Senra,
We
you're
should
not
get more specimens. That could be... We don't know where that stuff is going or what it does, so we need more cases to test upon, right? We should go back.
No.
Yes.
I don't think that'd be
Because
wise.
otherwise, how are we going to know what it does?
We
We
got
should
a
kinda,
good
like,
idea
put the
what it does
weapons
by
back.
watching it, what it did to you and the dragon. It's not good. You are not well.
It's still acting upon assumptions and just first sight glance. You don't actually know what it does. You're just seeing the reaction that happens from it. How do you know this is the end goal? I don't think it is. For some reason, I don't think it is. And her memory is a little bit hazy about what she just went through in the slumber, I'm guessing. Or am I wrong, Frog?
We can figure out what the end goal is later. We need to get you back to Bastal to at least have you looked at to make sure there won't be any lasting effects to you.
Why are we going back to Bastal? I thought we were going to the dwarves to actually find stuff out, to figure stuff out, to maybe find answers of somewhere I can progress forward. With
We
one of my
went to the
dilemmas.
dwarves.
Yeah,
Mirladar is under attack. It is
sure.
surrounded by undead. Do you remember that? We were there.
I do.
Okay. Yeah.
I've already been to Bastal. They didn't have what I needed.
You agreed that we should go back to Bastal to kind of resupply our. I'm trying to think of the word. Excuse me.
Supplies.
Can I lean on
resupply? Thank you.
the purple demon baby, in response to that?
Can you do what?
lean upon the purple demon baby for that response, because she technically didn't respond because she wasn't there, or technically agree to that because she wasn't there.
I mean, and clearly we're gonna have to suspend disbelief in certain situations based on
Sure.
the continuity of the story. So,
Like, I don't want to make like a thing. So if it's easier, I'll just say like, yes, we did, and I'll go with it that direction.
well, yeah.
That's
As
fine.
far as the world is concerned, no, the purple demon baby doesn't exist, at least to no one, because everything's memories wiped. So, even though it's an entity and it definitely exists in Tal Rune,
It's a player element mechanic rather than a. Sorry,
no, it's an actual
player
entity.
element mechanic rather than a character element.
It's a creature that exists. It's just nobody knows it exists.
Okay, so I would not lean on it.
Correct.
So yes, we did agree with that, but
And then once we resupply, we're going to the burning forest to figure out what's going on with the vampires and stuff there.
oh, it seems like it'll take so long. I don't think I had that long.
Which is why
It's all fucking bad.
Which
It's always so fucking bad.
Which is why we need to get back to Bastal to get you looked at.
No, we need to go back to Bestow to restock, then we should do that and leave. Promptly. I'll be fine. I've always been fine.
You are not fine.
When
Fine
did
is
your
what you
medical
tell-
license?
Fine is what you tell somebody when you don't want to tell them what's really going on.
And what do you think is going on?
Well, whatever the stuff that dragon had that's now inside you is changing you somehow. While I was checking up on you, while you were knocked out, your breath started to smell like sulfur. Now, I might not be a doctor, but I know that's not natural.
It's just another symptom of my curse. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Why shouldn't I worry about it?
Because I've had this curse as long as any of you have known me.
What curse? This is the first time I'm hearing about it. Why don't you tell me about it?
Why, can you travel between planes?
Not yet.
So you may be able to eventually?
Possibly.
She kind of props up a bit, more interested slightly.
I am a mage after all. It's not outside my
A lot of people say they're a
capabilities.
mage. That half-wit with his fucking offspring now says he's a mage, but he's a fucking kid running in the forest.
Yeah, he's a kid running in the forest. He wishes he could do a simple spell such as this, and I just flick my hand and do a ray of frost onto the ground.
Exactly, you prove my point.
I learned this as a child. I don't know what his thing is, and she just kind of vaguely gestures towards Oscar. But my magic is innate and born into me. And with a little bit of help from a friend, I've gained a little bit more knowledge. And I continue to learn and grow every day.
I'm listening, so I'm just also doing a perception check. Actually, her passive is. Okay, she doesn't.
You say you need to
Notice.
travel planes? Well, I can learn how to do that. It's difficult, but it's not outside my capabilities.
Basically, my whole race was cursed by that bitch of a queen that tried to ascend to godhood. She failed, and then we suffer her consequence.
Which
We
one?
can do some nifty tricks like this, and she bamps, just sort of relaying the trick. But that provides no consolation to everything else that we gained from her attempts.
So,
I've heard rumors that in the Shadowfell, those that reside there don't suffer, and she kind of like gestures to herself, like almost entirely.
Mhm.
This. They don't suffer what I've been dealing. So, that's why I came with this kingdom be damned venture into this zombie-infested wasteland to try to find a portal because the one my parents took is closed. Or at least was swallowed up by the undead hordes. I can't get there, so I need another avenue.
Well, give me some time and I'll try and figure out a way for you to get there.
Fair enough. I'll try not to kill you.
That would be appreciated. I'd rather not dying.
So I guess Bestow then.
Yes.
And she kind of like gets to her feet and checks everything and like checks all her equipment briefly and finally notices that Kavul's behind her before just shrugging and jumping off the back of the wagon. And like stretching it a bit more and getting her movement back in her under her.
Awesome. As you
Well, if we're gonna do it, then we should just go now. It's already daylight, isn't it?
Yeah. Kind of agree, but apparently Oscar lost Cinder at some point this morning and started waking up everybody to look for it. But it's
She
right
kind of doubles
there.
back her look to Kavul and sees Cinder there, and just kind of. Oscar, get your jackass back here! Your fucking thing's here. You can fucking leave. I'm awake. God damn it! Let's just fucking go.
Yeah, I see her. How'd she's really sneaky. She doubled back.
Yeah, all incompetent parents
Double
blame their
back.
capabilities when they fail.
Blame? I'm impressed.
I'm in a bad mood. Let's just go. Before I say something that makes you actually teetered and totted, or whatever.
Bad mood. Alright. Oscar stands up from his sitting posture, brushes off his pants.
We'll say, before we go, I made stew.
the dust kind of comes off of your pants and a little bit of, pieces of the high grass that kind of stick, like the burrs from some other vegetation, sticks to your clothes, and you peel them off, and they kind of like Velcro sound as you peel them off and toss them to the ground and dust yourself off. And Kavul looks up to you and offers.
Yeah, I'll just say to everyone, before we go, I made stew for everyone.
We can eat it on the road. It's easy enough.
What's
What
in it?
kind of stew?
Does that matter?
Vegetable and meat.
Well, he's been trying to feed us goblin and people, so it kind of matters.
It's not goblin and people. This time.
Cool. Cinder, do you like it? Does it smell nice?
He's been eating a rat, so
You say that, but she wouldn't even touch the goblin from last night.
She's still
Thanks,
munching,
Kavul.
She's still munching on the rat and doesn't really respond to your previous question.
No worries. Oscar will take a bowl. Thanks, man.
Can I ask, and you can tell me no, Frog, if Kavul would be willing to do a perception check to see how much of that conversation he caught?
Well, it's up to Kavul if he was listening in or not.
Well, I also don't know the distance. Because he said he was cooking stuff, but I assume he wasn't cooking on top of the wagon.
You guys are all in the proximity of the wagon, and the wagon isn't soundproof. So in theory, it could have been heard. The question is, was Kavul even giving a shit to listen? That's the question. Yeah. Kavul,
I mean, he probably would have.
Sure, perception check if you wish.
If he heard Senra wake up. So, no, probably nothing.
Let me see here. With an 11, you heard that bitch of a god, that whole part of the spiel.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
definitely resonates with you, as you have had that previous kind of interaction with Senra before
Yep.
about the similar god that you share to a degree.
He just kind of
That's a stretch for Senra's side.
Yeah, I said to a degree. To a degree.
yeah.
he just kind of ignores it. To each their own right now. So
Cool's like, I've heard that fucking tune before.
Nevertheless, Fate, as all this is going on, you're kicking back. You would have heard the entire conversation that just transpired, as well as you have said. You're just leaning back on the front of the cart.
I didn't even notice him there.
Yeah, he was low profile. Does Fate respond to any of this?
Pick just asked, are we ready to go yet?
That's what I've been asking.
I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Alexia says that she takes a bowl of stew from Kavul and starts just kind of not drinking it, pretty much.
Kavul, survival check, please.
okay.
It's not bad. It's quite. It has a very earthy licorice twinge to it.
Like red licorice or black licorice?
Black licorice.
Oh, God.
Oh.
It's got a black licorice quality to it as far as flavor is concerned. The roots, after having been boiled, turns into kind of like a water chestnut kind of a texture, like that crunchy, chewy kind of. I don't know if you guys ever had water chestnut before. But yeah, so that's kind of like the chewy thing, and then the lemongrass that he also peeled off of the ground turns into like a clear, think of like an oriental noodle, and yeah, so like a glass noodle.
I'm just gonna grab a bowl and then also grab one of the pieces of like goblin jerky. Not even know what it is, but then head out about 40 paces ahead of the wagon. And kind of eat or stew while breaking apart the jerky across the ground and casting, basically trying to lure out some type of winged scavenger in order to cast her Speak with Animals.
Okay, are you doing this on the move, or you're chilling for 10 minutes, or are you casting it not ritual?
I assume people are taking time to eat, so like during that.
Sure. Okay, I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Sure. You chuck the flank on the ground, and you prepare your spell.
And if anything shows up, she'll basically ask like, "How's the road ahead look?" more or less. If it's like some type of avian-based creature.
Not a problem. All right, guys. Moving.
If not, then she'll jump in the cart and wait to go.
Yeah.
Actually, she'll walk beside.
No,
wanting to get stretch your legs.
I'm not gonna say you casted your spell. I'm gonna say you're prepping to cast the spell.
Okay.
So you're not using up a slot or anything like that.
I don't use slots.
Even better.
It's a ritual.
I can only do Beast Sense and Speak with Animals rituals.
Okay. So whatever.
Yeah, so it'll be like a 10-minute window.
That's perfectly fine. You do your ritual. Unfortunately, with the roll of a 2, nothing really catches. Maybe it's the smell of the licorice root that's emanating the area. Something may be deterring. Maybe just the fact that there's civilization there and animals tend to stray away. Nothing inherently comes to the bait. You all hop and get ready to get going here.
She'll pick up the 8 or so bits that she broke it all into, all the jerky, kind of pocket those, and then kind of head back to the cart to walk besides.
Sure. You pop it in the pocket. Is it the same pocket with Smalls?
No, Smalls is in a different pocket. But for Smalls, she will stop at, while sitting there, waiting to see if anything slows up. She'll have Smalls out and kind of grab some of the nearby grass across the roads. Only small bits because wagon trails and everything usually beats it down so much. But gets a little bit of eating bits. I mean, Smalls being a herbivore, I don't think we'll go after.
No, I'm good there. Oscar.
Also not needing much.
Yeah.
Where's Cinder?
There's also 40 pieces in front of the cart as well. So.
Where's Cinder, Oscar?
she'd be like he'd go next to where she was, so like he'd be eating his soup next to her, eating her mouse or rat or whatever, and then when it's time to go, he'd pick her up and get in the cart. So
Okay. Okay. 1 second. You said you're 40 paces ahead?
Yep, squatted down, Indian style. Cross leg.
Okay. That could have been bad.
As soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing.
All right. So, okay. Cool. So, we're good on that part there.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving along then, as everyone gets ready to pack up and go, you get 30, 40 minutes away from camp. Everyone's kind of quiet. The morning air begins to smell salty, very humid salt. A dust cloud can be seen on the prairie, some couple hundred yards away, and what sounds of rumbling thunder kind of sounds like it's coming from that general direction.
is it the horses again?
Oscar would stand up to recollect, having been native to this area for quite some time, Oscar. You do recognize this as a stampede of wild horses. As they
How far are they from us?
A couple hundred yards.
Food, maybe.
I was thinking that I can, if you guys want to help me wrangle, I can at least get some of them to, fall to the ground. We just have to be fast and grab them quick.
The
That's
trotting and echoing thunder still is loud. However, it is active moving a couple hundred yards away as it continues to push through. Oscar, give me a history check, please.
Sure. Pretty sure I know where you're going with this.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you brownie points if you could tell
I got
me.
double nat 20. Is
I
it
see
the
that. What am I about to say?
Is it about the griffins? Because pretty much every single time we've seen these things, they're being chased by griffins.
You look up into the sky, knowing what a stampede would trigger typically. There is a black silhouette in the sky, some couple hundred feet up. Doesn't seem to be any immediate threat, but there definitely seems to be something in the sky.
Guys, so we can catch horse. You know what? If we knock some of these horses down, the griffin might come down, and we can snag that. Well, what are you guys feeling, huh?
As
we're going towards the horses. So essentially, as soon as we're within like 60 feet, I'm gonna cast grease in the middle of their swarm. I'm gonna cast grease.
Heard, but I assume they're traveling at a much faster speed. Cinema comments as she kind of watches them just run on by. Is this really pertinent to her resupplying? Kind of assuming not.
What do we need the horses for?
I mean, the horses would make sense because then we'd have mounts, but they would be untrained and therefore hard mounts to handle. So they're probably not actually that helpful.
They were saying that they needed more horses back at Bestow. If anything else, we could try to trade them for normal horses.
Do we know they have normal horses?
Yeah, we know. They did. We took some with us, remember? And they said they were just low on horses.
Hazy.
But yeah, and if anything else, we might be able to take down that griffin. And maybe Cal was hankering for a griffin mount, so maybe we can knock it out and do him a favor.
I don't know if I need to do him any favors when he abandoned us from helping with ours.
He don't think of it like a bandit. he just had something else to do. It's fine. We know where he is, so it's
Fenrir puts her
yeah.
hand up. I vote we just go back to Bastal. We came here to restock. And lowers
I
her
agree.
hand.
Let's just head back to Bastal.
Okay, as the stampeding herd trails off into the distance, leaving a kicked up mound of dirt that just kind of like sand at the bottom of a stream, just gets kicked up and just kind of gets blown slightly by the breeze over these plains, this prairie. The high grass once again swelling with the breeze, looks like ocean. You could see the ocean, in matter of fact, from this angle as you continue to head west. And in the distance, shimmering with the sunlight like yellow icing on the ocean, the shimmering of Bastow can be seen in the distance.
It's a fun consideration, Oscar, but since many of us have our own goals, you after your father, I think we should stick on point.
After my father, I have pretty much. I don't want nothing to do with him other than the fact that he seems to be connected to this ring. I ran away from his capture.
Pausing for my player's sake, I thought you were still after your father because he was assaulting the Dwarven Kingdom, and the dwarf said, "Go this way because you can help us." So you still haven't talked to them, right? Or was that something that happened while I was away?
So you were there for when Oscar got the vision, right?
No, I don't think it
the
was.
last session that Senra was a part of was when you met Sir Bari, and he was talking.
Yeah, so they were there
the
for that. When you know how I was being pulled into the air and stuff like that.
When we were finding the Necro.
Yes.
Yeah, when we found it. Yeah, so that was the thing with his dad. His dad told him to find him, and he's like, "Oh well, as things are right now, I'd like to be as far away from him as possible. But given the state of things, I'll probably end up running into him eventually, especially since we're looking for the den of vampires, which Oscar still thinks is probably in his hometown."
Okay,
Since,
I'll resend the comment then, because I had something else in mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
No worries.
I thought there was still like a militant force that we needed to beat through in order to get to our men. In order to do so, we needed to do this side quest, basically.
Yeah, the side quest is essentially trying to find a location so that the holy whatever can try to storm it.
Yeah.
All right, as we're running, let's make a little to-do list here about what we need to get done in town. So, we know we need new water and a new food barrel, fully loaded.
Senra kicks the old one.
At this point, it's empty, and it rolls out of the back of the cart.
Oh, she was kicking it like at an angle where it wouldn't be ejected from the cart, hopefully. But if it does, then she will run after and catch back up.
It's all good. Just flavor.
Yeah, definitely getting more provisions is good.
We want to try and get a bigger cart. How big is our cart? Can we actually all ride in it, Frog, or do we have to have people outside?
I mean, when it's hollowed out, you could probably fit 3 or 4 back there. You wouldn't be able to all sleep back there. We're talking like sitting down. It's not this large wagon. It's a covered wagon, but it's very much maybe 5 feet across, 6 feet deep.
So we could have 2 people riding front, and the rest of the team could be
if the back
in the back with two barrels, and without 2 barrels, or with 2 barrels.
I would say with 2 barrels in, you could probably fit 2 comfortably. 3 if you like all thought thin.
Yeah. Well, maybe we get a bigger wagon, and we get some horses.
I'm curious about is if we even need the wagon, much less these mules, because they're goddamn slow. God's damn slow. So if
we need someone to hold the provisions.
If Cal has been operating in this region, and we know he has a militant mind, for a bit while we've been away, he may have been able to sort of coordinate the food stock stores in order to get some more hardier foods that are lighter for travel. Scouts foods, basically. So we can go further with hardier horses, healthier horses, and actually not need the wagon. Because honestly, it's slowing us down. It took us how long to get back?
Like 2-3 days.
I wonder
Yeah,
if we
and
can
that
make
feels slow.
a slightly bigger wagon and we have 2 horses pull it, and we can like travel fast.
I feel like we
with
don't need the
provisions.
wagon. If we can get reliable horses and just go, basically.
If we can get our hands on a bag of holding, like I for sure
Like
freaking
this
need
one?
one for
It
my
just kind of
books.
points to the small one from Kaith.
Oh,
She
what?
left that for me. It's only going to hold so much, but
Yeah, it's pretty small. I was talking more of a normal size one, but I mean
yeah, it's more of an
that makes
emergency
sense.
rations thing.
Yeah, but we can definitely that would if we can get our hands on like a normal size bag of holding, it would definitely help us carry some of the heavy but not too large stuff as well as a ton of provisions.
Well, we
So
should wait to get in town before we get our hopes up because we don't. This the last thing we knew was that the magic guy's shop was burnt down, and that was
well,
the only
they
place.
the trader was able to they were able to get some stuff like those spell scrolls. I'm definitely gonna see if they have some new spell scrolls because that
Isn't that the guy that
Phew,
abandoned us, like closer to the Dwarven Kingdom?
Hmm?
The guy that was traveling with us for a little bit that I helped free and did like the
No, he stayed
Indiana
back in town.
Jones. Oh, he stayed back in town. Okay, that was
Yeah,
a
he
meme.
stayed.
That was a player confusion. Thank you.
Yeah, he stayed back in town. But he was helping.
You're talking about Egnor?
Wine. Yeah, Egnor.
Oh, okay.
I was talking
He
about the
was,
guy that I saved from below that temple
Yeah, Egnor.
on the island with the Indiana Jones.
Yeah, Egnor, 100%.
Yeah, so
I just want to
they
make sure
were,
because there's also Edgar.
Yes, Edgar is the old man.
All right, Oscar, I want potions too.
yeah.
I
mean,
want to
if,
rig my
if-
belt so I can carry like 3 on each side. I want some like smoke
It's like time to
bombs
take,
and
though.
all this other shit, dude.
Sorry,
want
I
some
mean,
cool
if
shit.
Take
if
time
they
to
have
make.
if they have them there, that'd be great. But I could, if I and anyone else that knows how to use one of these things work on it, we could probably make one, maybe 2 a day if we're lucky, and
One
then
of
per
these what
person.
things.
He pulls out his herbalism kit, and then we would just need the necessary herbs, but they're not particularly rare. So
I can't help with that, but
So
I can maybe ask some people who need a couple, like a half day's good service for a decent wage. I know some people in the alleys there.
All right, so let's go into town, knowing all this. See what we can do, what's available in town. Let's meet up real quick, and see what we can get done within a day or two before we head back out.
I think
well, it's
setting
gonna
that
take a couple
capstone.
days at least to make these potions.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I think setting a capstone of how long we actually want to stay is important because otherwise it might get out of our control. With griffin chases and everything involved. So my vote is 2 days, no more.
That seems fine, unless something wild's going on in town. 2 days
Actually,
seems
what
to be
time is
good.
it now, Frog?
Late morning.
Okay, so the rest of the today, and then tomorrow, and the morning after, we need to depart. We need to go. Because we have other pressing stuff.
I'm fine with 2. I think 3 might be a bit safer, but we can play it by ear. We'll probably get most of the stuff done. It's just the things that take a long time that we'd have to worry about at that point.
If we get in there and, the griffin should have hit the proverbial tear feathers, then we can adjust. But I feel like we should have a plan at least.
Maybe we can just buy shit. We have money, right? What's our... Don't we have like a group reserve of money?
There's some money.
Cal has that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It as well. I mean, I have some... I'm tired of wasting time on stuff that is... I don't want to say it's not all important, but I feel like it's not all a primary requirement or focus. We need to keep some primary focuses and push towards those goals, in my opinion.
I got a bunch of teeth.
He said he's got a bunch of teeth.
He's got a pouch of teeth.
I'm not sure what you're trying to say by rattling such teeth around, or whatever's in that satchel.
It's his form of currency. That's great.
I still don't know that character. So, I'm glad you found a musical instrument, but that doesn't help us. We're not playing the tavern for coin.
as you guys are making your way towards Bastow,
Speaking of
having
which-
this conversation,
Do we actually want to bring our island discovered friend here? How did
He's
they
already
react
been in
last
town.
time? I think
He
I think
terrorized
his
some
player
people
was
at the
not
pub.
there, so
Yeah.
They mostly
it's-
ignored him.
okay.
Yeah, Kuz is kind of just like letting y'all talk and just like waiting for y'all to make a decision.
and no, he wasn't ignored. He was accepted. That whole ritual situation, he was already spoken
yeah.
for through Cal. Yeah, so
I was
Ever
not
remember the
gone.
guy was like, "Oh, the Raven." Oh,
yeah, he was
Yeah,
like, nope,
yeah.
I don't want your fucking blessing.
I remember that now. Sorry, I was not gone. I've missed so many sessions. I apologize.
It's all good. So as you
Alright,
guys
so-
get closer to the town, as we, you get into the town, you're but a couple hundred yards away from town. You see someone on horseback charging to you at full speed.
Shoot him with an arrow. I lied. I'm not actually gonna do that.
chill touch.
But I will remind us, like, we have a goal. Let's try to keep to it because we're notoriously bad.
The horse gets closer and
Ooh,
closer, full
shiny
speed. And just in
uh,
front, 1 second, please.
See from afar who it is.
1 second, please.
Okay.
As this individual comes closer, pulls back on the rein like a pro, yielding back this armored horse. The armor itself is not very fine, not very pretty, but it's armored nevertheless, like a makeshift chain coat that kind of surrounds the outside perimeter of this horse. The horse wearing this horse helmet as well. It's more of like a metal brace that goes down the center of its eyes, down its snout, and kind of wraps around the nose piece. The horse pulls back and kind of skids on the sand or the dirt, kicks it up a little bit. You could hear the horse gnawing on the bit, and as horses would do. And as the dust kind of settles up, a face reveals to you all. Welcome back, guys, as Cal greets you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session, guys.
Damn, I thought like he was totally about to just jump in the chat at that moment.
I was hoping to. I pinged him, but he's not available.
That's fair. That's
That
fair.
would have been awesome.
It would have been a good flavor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tried. I'm sorry.
No negatives, but you know.
Just get him to record something.
Yeah.
So
Bye.
yeah, guys, we're gonna end session there. Interesting. You made shorter work of that dragon than I thought. That's for sure.
And then you melted it.
Yeah,
Tried to mount it.
I melted the shit out of it because
Oh,
'cause
melted.
it was intentional.
I thought you said mounted.
Because that's all I need to do is leave a fucking golden dragon there for the picking. You guys would have taken 2-3 fucking weeks just skinning the goddamn thing.
You could have
Yeah,
said it
that's
was
right, we did.
bronze.
Talk about,
It was like, oh, here's a golden dragon for
Yeah.
us. Well,
like, fuck what's going on in the world. I'm just gonna skin this dragon.
Real, we could go. We
I
could
just
retire, man. We
wanted
could
a
go up
tooth.
north.
And
You
the
honestly think
skin-
someone would wait that long?
I just
and
wanted
then
a
after like
tooth in
day
the
one, she'd be like,
skin.
"Fuck this, I'm out. I'm gonna do my own shit." Ugh.
Since so, did we level up because
No.
okay, because
you
I remember
are-
a
like I
minute
heard
ago
Tal
you were
join
like,
the
oh,
chat.
we're close.
So I will say this. You're currently, well, and that's not including tonight's experience. And let me just make sure I'm dating this right. Yeah, because we didn't have a game last week. Yeah, you're currently at 17, almost 17.5K at the moment.
I'm not even tracking it. Just
Yep.
like whatever.
So
just tell me when.
you're close, but you still have a couple sessions yet till to level 7. And like I said, that's not including tonight's experience. Which, you know
Okay.
what? While I have that in my head, I may as well fucking do that. Let me kill the stream